Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
So, how would you like me to proceed here?
What are the charges? Again, all the ones that...
Well, right now you're not doing a very good job of representing yourself because you don't even know what you're charged with. Let me tell you again.
Is that correct?
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for crumb's sake. Dati mihi Anglican por service Latinos.
Oops. Whoa. There we go.
From Walmart.
Yeah, I made a mess of that one this morning, but afternoon. Sorry.
I'm trying to have fun.
All right, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Let me see if I can get this working here. There we go. Greeners, congratulations. First in chat, my friend. You are, in fact, the winner, the big winner of the internet this afternoon. Yes, first in chat comes with its punishment. You are responsible for everything IP-related worldwide. So good luck with that. In addition to your other duties. Sorry, my mic was a little soft, so that's better. And Kelly H. kicking us off with a super sticker. Get gup. I think it says get gup. Get gup. Get good. Sorry, get good. That's it. Get good. Thank you, Kelly, for the super sticker. Welcome, one and all. We are back in the Court of Public Opinion, and we're also back, well, not officially. We're not back yet, because there's a hearing that needs to happen first. But Judge is going to be back here in just a minute to kick things off with a quick hearing. It should take less than 15 minutes. Of course, that's what he said this morning when it was 3 hearings, and it said it would be done in half an hour, and it took 45 minutes. So we don't know. We've got a thing happening on his docket that he just couldn't push off to another judge. And after that thing is over, we're going to continue with the court case, which we came to watch. All right, loving the jury questions. Laura, yes, loving the jury questions. They're really good. And you know you've got some true crime addicts out there. You know, these are some people who have watched a few crime shows, who have probably watched a few court cases, and they know how investigations should be. And when they see a gaping hole in the story that's being told them, they ask the questions to try to fill that hole with information. And if I were the prosecutors, I would be worried. Emily Jane, holy crap, y'all have a phone interview tomorrow morning. Emily, you're going to do great. You're going to do great. If you need to practice on the burner phone, give me a call. I'll pretend to be whoever it is you interview with. I don't know any of the questions, though. Let's see. I agree, AWOL. One issue with our justice system I think is not okay. If you can afford a good defense, most of the time you can get off regardless of the crime. Money does tend to improve the outcome with the judicial interaction. I mean, look at our favorite America's Baker, Martha Stewart. I'm just saying. I think she got some pretty cushy treatment. All right. Waiting for the judge. I feel a little tall. Is this not? There we go. Took it up just a couple inches. That's better. All right. Favorite baker is Broken Baker. It's a good one. It's a great one. YouTube is not going to like what's coming this afternoon, but it is what it is. It is. And here's the full disclosure. We expect to have the autopsy photos. or some photos from the autopsy. I don't know how many they're going to do, but some photos from the autopsy are going to be done. And just the crime scene photos are pretty bad. Autopsy photos are next level different. Okay, they're if you've never seen them before, they are, when they start using terms like reflected the skin back. They're it's like you're peeling an onion, but it's a victim. They're looking at the layers and they're moving things out of the way to see what's on the inside. I don't know how much of that's going to be shown. I'm not keen on watching it myself, but this court does pretty much have a anything goes policy. So I don't know what they would show on this. In this, hopefully there's some warnings. If they do go to autopsy photos, I'm going to go to this screen, which I might have it over here if they're not really bad. But if they're really bad, it's going to be like that. So it would be happening right there. That would be your autopsy photo. Or right here. And if they don't show them, we're going to be right here. So that's my plan. That's my plan for today. It just takes about a split second of one, and it would put us in the YouTube punishment box again, where the $sign turns yellow, and they say, no thanks on your video. I'll go little, but just be aware. Just be aware that sometimes we don't get a lot of warning. I'll try to be cautious and err on the side of caution a little bit, but get ready for at least 20. I found a stream of a trial of first defendant tried. Oh man. Are they as bad as I anticipate? If they're not terrible, we're going to try to show them. But yeah, they're bad. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. It is what it is. I guess we chose a trial that. At least it has mostly good audio and pretty good video, and we get to see all the evidence. I mean, of all the things to complain about, YouTube hate score. It's not shown for the shock value. It's not shown for the horror, for clicks, or even Anyway, the purpose is strictly for legal and educational purposes. But it doesn't change the fact that can be really rough to look at. But this gives you an idea what jurors every day in this country in murder trials are being shown. All right. Once I accidentally walked into the back room of a morgue, so I feel I've seen everything. Yeah, I accidentally walked into the back room of a morgue. Sounds like the beginning of a horror movie. Wow. All right. Amber's mom is here. Good morning. Good morning, Chat Mom's mom. Good to have you here. Down for whatever, says Blue Star. Down for whatever. It's my yes year, right? Right. Blue Star, it's a yes year for you. Sure. Why not? Can they be seen or watched on your other channel? No, I'm not only doing it on this one. This particular court does not allow rewinds either. So, all right. I've been part of 2 Murder 1 juries and saw all the pictures. I'm good to never see pics like that again. Trina, I hear you. I'm always jealous of people who serve on a jury unless they get one of those cases. It's like, I don't want that to be my experience. If I get called, to be like, oh, I had to look at those pictures. I don't want that to stick with me. Watch this morning also. I missed you in chat. I'm sorry. I missed you. Yeah, the decisions I'm making about the channel, they are mine, my own. I own them. If you have a problem with it, please talk to me about it. But I obviously I can't make everybody happy with what I do, and my goal, believe it or not, isn't to make you all happy. I do try to present courts in the best possible method for you to understand and hear and participate and know what's going on and get reasonable explanations But I want to do it in the way that I think is the best way to do it. So part of that is that I'd like to continue doing this, like tomorrow and the next day and next week and next month and next year. And some of the decisions I make have to be looking forward as well as to that. Because YouTube can basically look at a channel and say, hey, you're getting a lot of demerit marks for we can't monetize that channel. And they might say, we're going to just dial it back and remove the monetization for a while until you get your act in order. And instead of us, putting ads on there and getting caught and saying, oh, oops, sorry, we showed an ad. So I have to be very careful there. But that said, we'll probably get demonetized today. So just a heads up. All right. Yes, it's my truck. Welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. Good to have you here. Love the yellow courthouse by your name. Let's see. Waiting for court to start. The judge is late. He was going to start at 1. And it's now almost 1:15. He hasn't done his other docket unless he's doing it in another courtroom, which I don't think he is because the people here seem to be different. Is she doing her nails? She is doing her nails. She's full on filing down her nails with an emery board. What country song is that from? Should we pick her nail color if she'll let us? I don't think she could hear us. Yeah. Thanks, Josh, for just the heads up. Having watched the trial of the co-defendant, the prosecutor's going to hand the photos to the lady medical examiner to identify and say the numbers, and they will start showing them. So at that point, I'm probably going to go to this screen, and then if the picture is something that I feel is not too gory, no, I do have a pretty high threshold. Just warning, this is but then we'll do that. But if not, we'll stay there. So. All right. This trial may have cut into her Manny and Petty time. Please tell me it's just the Manny time, not the Petty time. Petty time in trial is not. That's toes, right? Don't be like filing your toes in court. Laura Jean, welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. Orange Courthouse looks great on you. There was something I wanted to tell you, and I cannot remember what it is, but I thought about it over lunch, and I thought, I need to share this, and then it's gone. It's just gone. All right. Wouldn't have been the same evidence against the other guy who was acquitted? Yes. Yes, 1776 daughter. Yes, that's exactly what it was, and he was acquitted. Now, possibly in that case, the jury might have said, nope, he didn't do it. But if he was an accomplice and we've got video of them both going in, you would say, hey, there's a problem. Yeah, you went in and did that. But we don't have video of them both going in. We have video of them both coming out only. We don't have video of them going in. What problems does this present? Let's just think. If we don't have video of them going in, who else do we not have video of going into this cell? Who else? Now, possibly timelines might fix this all. Possibly if we have video of Mr. Wethington outside the jail cell, and then in one angle and one camera, and then he disappears for like 10 seconds, goes into his cell, and then we've got video from there all the way to when they come out of the cell, and there's blood on the guy's pants. Maybe that's enough. But the big old doubt, yeah. So the murder show, did your camera setting change? Did it work? Literally everybody could have gone in there. Gaps in the timeline. We have some issues. The roommate seems a little shady. Big gaps. The interrogation of the defendant showed concerning body language, and it came away with the feeling that he thought he ran the pod. That's why they need cameras all over the prison. 600 cameras, and they show us 3 of them. Did they test the plants and confirm it's blood? We're not sure. That question was asked by the jury as well. How do they not have a video? Great question. He's wildflower. Caught up to the live just in time to switch streams. Didn't get a lunch break. I'll chew quietly, I promise. I didn't do that this morning. I might have chewed a little bit in the mic. I try not to do that. They have the video, but it doesn't go the way they want it to, so they're just not showing it. Oh, man. And blue pants randomly appear, or is that part of the prison uniform? I think there's several things they can wear. Like they have their choice. Roommate is massively shady. No way 2 guys lifted him up there. We didn't see the interview with the other guy who went into the cell. Apparently, the other dude sort of named this dude as a talk to him. Was there a weapon involved in this unaliving? Not that they found. Hardest part of prison is deciding what color pants to wear in the morning. Should we just wear the long johns, or should we wear the blue ones? Tell me, did I get the time wrong? Didn't the judge say he'd be back at 1? Or did the judge say he'd be gone an hour and I'm just way early? I think I'm way early. He said we were going to take an hour lunch, and it was at 12:30. But then he said 1:30. Oh, my goodness. I could still be at lunch right now. I messed up.
Scratch all that. Oh, that was terrible. I apologize.
Could have watched half of the Cedric Simpson case here. Let's see. $71.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Thank you. Alex stole it as well.
See if I need 73. Just 1 second. Import.
Is that correct?
Okay, so now I'm confused. I think I've got everything.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
Bring the jury.
Josh, is it 3 videos or 2 videos from Simpson yesterday?
You don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoopty.
You know? Let me check and see. All rise. Only if I need 2.
Hush.
Judge Cedric Simpson Court.
Raise your voice again.
Okay, 8 we had.
Have them send someone with more experience.
I think I'm about to catch a whooping.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Thank you.
I think it's just 2. What did I record last night then?
Are we going to address subject
Okay,
matter?
it's 3.
are we going to break for lunch, Judge?
It's 3 separate videos, for sure.
I'm not going to argue about semantics here.
Hold, please, while I get this set up.
Don't miss the forest for the trees.
Okay.
In front of the Walmart.
I don't like podiums, Your Honor.
All right, we just...
Hush!
Oh, it's only 2.
I'm
Okay,
trying to have 4.
good, because I only have 2. So I was seeing if I maybe had a space in one. I just recorded
Somebody
a long
just sent
one.
me a video of roaches fighting. I don't know who won. The zombie apocalypse may be upon us.
I'm just trimming off the ends of these videos since we don't need that anymore.
I'm not a cat.
I'm not going to argue about semantics.
So we're ready. I've got it ready. All right. Welcome. Welcome,
Case
Stephanie.
number 25 CR 42403, the state of Ohio versus Daniel Green. I won't comment on the Daniel Boone part, okay?
That's a good name, Your Honor.
Yeah, I bet it is. Mr. Green is before the court with his counsel, Mr. Moss. Ms. Tranter, on behalf of the state of Ohio, we're here for sentencing. Anything on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
Quick
Anything
sentencing.
from probation?
Nothing further than
All right, Mr. Moss?
Your Honor, we'd ask you to put him on community control. He's done everything he's been asked to do, and he started it even before his arrest. So we ask you to continue on with that program. He's going to be, soon to be working there at Sober Living as an
Okay.
employee.
Mr. Green, anything you'd like to say?
That's awesome.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I want to dedicate my life to recovery, so I want to work in that field so I can be able to give back what's been so freely given to me. And I would just like for you to consider that. And I've done everything that you've asked me to do. I'll put my recovery first so that I can be there for my grandkids today, Your Honor. And I can be a part of my community. I've joined, it's called Community Connect, Middletown Connect. And it is an organization where we pay attention to the community, and if things come up, we have a panel about it, and then we take it down to city council. So I want to be a part of that today.
Okay.
So, today my life really matters. And I know I've been given a second chance by mindful healing. If it wasn't for mindful healing, I don't know. I know that I have a spiritual foundation today. I care about things today, and I care about people. And so I want to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm not that person I was 8 months ago, Your Honor. And so friends and family, they see that. My counselors see that. My home group, my sponsor, and I know it in here. I'm not that guy that I was 8 months ago. I don't want to be that guy, but I like who I am today.
Okay. All right, the court has considered the statements made here today, the purposes and the principles of sentencing, the relevant seriousness and recidivism factors. So I'm going to make a finding that you're amenable to community control. And place you in community control for a period of 3 years. Will be subject to the supervision of the Warren County Probation Department. You're ordered to refrain from use of any drugs, alcohol, or marijuana. There's no THC in any form. I know that you are engaged with mindful healing, so I will order you to continue that to successful completion with any recommendations that they make. The court is going to order you to complete the thinking for a change course. The court finds that you're indigent for the purpose of any fines, costs, or other financial sanctions, and you have 0 days jail time credit. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you're also subject to a discretionary period of post-release control, which means that if you are ever sent to prison on discharge upon your release, the Adult Parole Authority, well, you know this, may supervise you for up to 2 years. If you violate those rules of supervision, you can be returned to prison for up to 1/2 of this court's original sentence. If your violation is that you commit another felony, you can be returned to prison for 1 year, or the period that you have left on PRC, whichever is longer, that time would run consecutive to any additional prison time you get sentenced to.
Yes, sir.
You do have a right to appeal this court's decision of your sentence to the 12th District Court of Appeals. If you want to appeal, you must file your notice within 30 days of today's date. If you can't afford anything, transcript or anything necessary for your appeal, including an attorney, all of that can be provided to you at no cost. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Lightest possible sentence, possibly because he is doing everything the court wants to see in a defendant who was trying to turn their life around, which is great. All right. We're just waiting for the prosecution to leave as the new team shows up and says, "You're in our chairs. Please go." I'd have to read a statement if I found myself in that situation. There's nothing wrong with reading the statement. It just has to sound sincere. DMB second is just sending my monthly alibi or membership message. Yeah, membership, right? Gallery for 33 months. DMB second is, thank you. It's wonderful to have you here today. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's good to see you always. Barb, good luck running out for food. I wanted to tell you something while we wait, just for a minute. And I'm not going to tell you everything that happened and the details, because I don't think that matters. I had the idea the other day to do something to help somebody I didn't know. It just popped into my head. I'm like, I should probably do something. And it was, let me just tell you, the thing that I was doing, I'm not going to get to the details, was very, very simple and easy and cost me nothing but a couple minutes, right? This was not like a huge sacrifice of my time or anything else. And I had the opportunity to see, I thought in my head these people might appreciate it. And I thought in my head that I had an idea of what I was offering, and it turned out they needed more than that, and it still only amounts to a couple minutes of my time. And I have never seen somebody so grateful and just be so kind in response to the little tiny thing. Like the bare minimum I was doing was just like I'm going to give the human response, right? This was not like me going out of my way to be stellar. But their response to me was unbelievable. And I'd just like to encourage you guys, if you get a chance to help somebody on, just even if it's a smile or just to say hi or something like that. Just, I'm not talking about going out of your way and, incurring a huge expense to try to help somebody who's in desperate need. It's a tiny thing, and it really does change somebody's day and changes their week. And the little things like that, as Daniel Arms from Arms Family Homestead says, it really does, I think, change the world. So I'd encourage you. I don't want to share what I did, so I'm not going to, because I didn't do it to share. But what I got from that was much more than I gave, and just encourage you to have that same experience. It's really cool. It's humbling, and as the attorney said the other day in the Escalera case, I recommend humility to myself. So there you go. All right. Let's see. It's quiet here as the judge is waiting for everybody. I think we still need the defendant to show up. He might not be here yet. Crystal H, that's awesome. That is just so cool. I had a coworker tell me he always enjoyed seeing me because I was smiling, and then he got laid off. That's sad, Lena, but at the same time, what a happy memory. He's like, I liked working there because of her. That's just cool. Let's see. Let me do a quick check on something. Oh, I'm on the wrong feed. That's why I'm like, why am I not seeing chat on my screen on my end? Still waiting for the judge to turn on the mics. I'd love to hear this courtroom banter as the defendant shows up, so we can start now in just a minute. Stephanie, good luck. Good luck on the workers' comp claim. Hopefully that gets sorted quickly and get you made whole there. Watching this trial and hearing the jurors' questions just makes me all the more bummed I was excused from jury duty. Molly, I'm so sorry. You would have been a great juror, I'm sure. There's another case out there just for you. All right, jury coming in now.
Thank you. Please be seated. No issues over lunch, right? Good. All right. Mr. Knippen, call your next witness.
State will call Trooper Christopher Creech.
Christopher Creech. We're going to see some video with him. This is probably going to be like the... Oh, we might see a lot.
Please state your name, spelling your last name for the record.
It's Christopher Creech. Last name is spelled C-R-E-E-C-H.
And where are you currently employed?
I'm a trooper with the Ohio State Highway Patrol, Office of Criminal Investigations.
And how long have you been with the Office of Criminal Investigations?
Approximately 3 years.
How long have you been with the Ohio State Highway Patrol?
About 19 and a half years.
What other positions have you held with the Ohio State Highway Patrol?
I was a uniform trooper for roughly 12, 13 years, and after that I transferred to the Governor's Executive Protection Detail, and then transferred to our Office of Criminal Investigations about 3 years ago.
What are your duties and responsibilities as an investigator with the Office of Investigations?
We respond to any state facility, including prisons, and investigate felony crimes that happen at those facilities.
And there are 2 prisons in Warren County, is that correct?
That's correct.
Where are they located?
Here in Lebanon, Ohio, well, Turtle Creek Township, in Warren County.
And they're directly next to each other, correct?
That is correct.
2 prisons right
So
next
how
door
do
to
you
each other?
typically become involved in investigations that occur at a state prison like Lebanon Correctional?
Usually we're contacted by the investigator at the prison, or sometimes we'll get the emergency call. We'll go to our dispatch center, then they'll contact us, and then we'll contact the investigator there.
And is your role, we heard from Investigator Kerner this morning, is your role different than Investigator Kerner's?
It is.
How do you and Investigator Kerner differ?
Investigator Kerner is like a liaison for us. He essentially helps gather information for us, inmates information, videos, but he is not a sworn officer like myself.
So is it fair to say he conducts administrative investigations, you conduct criminal investigations?
That's correct.
I want to turn your attention to the morning of December 7th of 2023. Were you notified of an incident that had occurred at Lebanon Correctional?
I was.
How did you become notified?
We're notified by the Lebanon Dispatch Center, and then we reached out to Investigator Kerner.
And what information did you have?
Investigator Kerner provided that inmate Weatherington was found unresponsive by COs, and that he appeared to be a victim of an assault.
About what time did you receive that dispatch?
It's probably about 7:45, 7:40 in the morning.
And then did you respond to Lebanon Correctional?
We did.
About what time did you get there?
Just a few minutes after 8 a.m.
What happens when you get to Lebanon Correctional?
As I approached to the facility, paramedic Girdman and paramedic, I believe Dotson, was leaving the facility for Turtle Creek Township. Spoke with them briefly. They told me that they pronounced Mr. Weatherington deceased about 8 a.m. and that he appeared to have a severe wound to his head.
And then once you enter Lebanon Correctional, is it fair to say you went to the infirmary and you went to the cell where this was believed to have occurred?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the cell first. Where was the cell located where this incident occurred?
It was located in J Block on the second range in cell 2J3.
And do you know anything about J Block?
Yes, it's a general population block there at Lebanon Correctional.
And as you entered J Block, do you take a video?
I do.
What is your purpose in doing that?
Just to capture for evidence-taking purposes of essentially what it looks like to enter the block, go up to the stairs, and enter the down the range to the cell, to the crime scene itself.
Okay, and have you reviewed that video?
I have.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of what you observed as you entered J Block and approached cell 2J3 on December 7th?
It is.
Permission to place State's Exhibit 6, Your Honor.
Okay, once again,
46.
6.
we may see some graphic content here on this video.
Upstairs, right? Yes, sir. Yeah.
He's just rolling his cell phone video.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, you need in that cell?
Yeah. Sir. Let me videotape this just real quick, please. Do what? I'm videotaping this. Let me give it 1 second. If you want to open it, I'll put some gloves on.
it's pretty loud in there.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's at that volume when all of the inmates were locked in their cells.
It could be loud, yes.
The unit was, or J Block was locked down when you were in there. There were
Yes.
not inmates milling about.
No.
It's louder when they're milling about.
What observations did you make about cell 2J3?
That there was a large blood smear appeared coming from inside out to the cell, that the bottom bunk was stripped, and there was blood droplets and splatters from outside looking in all over. And obviously the mattress was soaked, the top mattress was soaked in blood.
And we heard Trooper Klontz testify earlier about the photographs that were taken. Did you collect any evidence from within the cell?
We did.
What did you collect from within the cell?
We collected some boxer shorts, a towel, the sheet, also a rope that was used, or we believed that was used at the time, and some swabs of the blood.
And then we heard Trooper Klontz talk about going to the trash can. Were you there when he did that?
I was.
At the end of the block?
I was.
And then at some point you responded to the infirmary, correct?
That's correct.
What observations, if any, did you make about Mr. Weatherington when you viewed him and photographs were being taken of him in the infirmary?
The most apparent observation I made was that Mr. Weatherington had a large wound to his left side, a gash, swelling to his face, his extremities, his arms, and his torso, and there was a lot of blood that was soaked in his hair.
What'd you do after looking at the cell, looking at Mr. Weatherington in the infirmary? What was the next step in your investigation?
At that time, other troopers had arrived, and myself and Sergeant Butler, we responded to the attorney's room and spoke with and interviewed Mr. Addison.
And that's the Jason Addison that we've heard from in this trial.
That is correct.
Why did you want to talk to Mr. Addison?
Because he was a cellmate of Mr. Weatherington.
Is that where you kind of always look first in a prison investigation?
We tend to.
And you said that was conducted in an attorney room. Kind of describe that room for the jury.
It's a just a small conference room where there's a desk and a computer there, and there's chairs across from the desk.
What was Mr. Addison's demeanor as he spoke with you?
He was scared. He was very worried about the situation, and but he was cooperative. We Mirandized him and told him that this was an investigation, and he was willing to cooperate in any way he could.
Did he answer all of the questions that you asked of him?
He did.
Did he voluntarily provide you with a DNA sample?
He did.
Were his statements corroborated by other evidence during your investigation, including review of video and review of jail or prison phone calls?
Yes.
Were you able to confirm during your investigation that Jason Addison was not in the cell at the time of the alleged incident?
We were.
And were you able to track his movements after the fact on the prison surveillance video?
We were.
Let's see the video.
What do you do after speaking with Mr. Addison?
After we spoke with Mr. Addison, we responded to the investigator's office and reviewed some footage of the cell block.
What was your purpose in reviewing the cell block footage?
Just to identify some possible suspects.
And were you able to identify suspects?
We were.
Who were the suspects you identified?
Mr. Anthony Cummings and Mr. James Ogletree.
And why were they identified as suspects?
They were seen going in the cell at the time right after we see Mr. Weatherington last alive. And they're in the cell for approximately 13 minutes total. Mr. Cummings actually exits the cell first carrying a bag of what appeared to be commissary, and reports back to the cell after he dropped the bag of commissary. And then moments later, both him, Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Ogletree exit the cell. Upon exiting the cell, it's apparent you could see on Mr. Ogletree's pants, they were red and stained.
And from your review of the video and the last time that the victim is seen alive on camera, was anybody else present in the cell?
No.
Did you also identify some potential witnesses after reviewing the footage?
Yes.
And was one of those Shaquiz Hakeem?
It was.
And that was Mr. Hakeem that we heard from in this trial?
Yes.
Did you speak with him?
I did.
And did he agree to speak with you?
He did.
Was he cooperative with your interview and provide you information?
He did.
On the morning of December 8th, what do you do as a part of your investigation?
In the morning of December 8th, I actually go to the Montgomery County Coroner's Office and witness the autopsy of Mr. Weatherington.
And do you obtain a blood card from that autopsy?
I do.
And what's the purpose of obtaining that blood card?
Is to use it for a DNA profile to test it against other evidence.
Was that blood card sent to BCI for them to use in their DNA testing that was subsequently conducted?
It was.
I'm going to approach and show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 45, Mr. Brennan.
Okay, yep, sorry.
And ask if you recognize this. And then we have a glove. Looking at that envelope, can you recognize and identify what it is for the jury?
Yes, it's Ohio State Highway Patrol property number 54. It is contained one envelope containing Mr. Weatherington's DNA blood card.
Okay, and is there also markings on that indicate that BCI did work with it?
Yes, it's the yellow label on the back.
Okay, could you go ahead and open that for me, please?
Yes.
Let him get his gloves on first. They're a little tight. Once again, using the scissors in an improper method. The last guy just about slit his wrist open with the scissors.
And is that in the same or substantially similar condition as to when you obtained it and sent it up to BCI?
It is.
Thank you.
Throw the gloves away. Judge says, here, you can use my garbage.
Now, we've heard that both suspects were interviewed on December 7th.
That's correct.
You did not conduct either of those interviews. Is that fair?
I did not.
Did you speak with Trooper Schuler and Trooper Klontz to kind of understand what happened in those interviews?
Yes.
Because this was your investigation. Is that fair?
That's correct.
Did you speak with James Ogletree on December 8th?
Yes, myself and Sergeant Lonnie Butler did.
And where did that interview take place?
Inside of the attorney room.
Same room where you had interviewed Mr. Addison?
Yes.
Was that recorded, both audio and video?
Yes.
And you said it was yourself and Sergeant Butler. Was anybody else present other than Mr. Ogletree?
No.
Have you had an opportunity to review the recording of that interview?
I have.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of the interview that you conducted with James Ogletree on December 8th of 2023?
It is.
Your Honor, at this time I'd ask for permission to place State's Exhibit 90.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we have transcripts again.
So I'm guessing you were asking permission to give transcripts to the jury?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you recall earlier, there are some items here that are blacked out or redacted from the transcript, and they will be muted on the video. You are instructed you are not to speculate as to what was said or why it is redacted, and this is by agreement of the parties. Go ahead.
Cover your ears. Oh, much better, much better. Look at this. 1080p. We've got high definition. Please tell me you have like a nice Sennheiser boom mic with a dead cat windscreen on it. Sorry, that's what they're called. They're called dead cats, even though it's just fake fur. It's quiet.
This is the attorney waiting room, or attorney meeting room that we're looking at?
Yes.
File cabinets look awful. I'm going to jinx the audio. I hope not. Maybe we're just waiting for the audio to kick in because it's a body cam. Give it a couple seconds. Here we go. I do see an air conditioner right straight ahead of the camera, like a window mount air conditioner. Hopefully that's not going to be running loudly through the whole interview. That garbage can placement behind the door is a terrible location as well.
How's it going? Ogletree? How you doing, man? Doing all right? Yeah. So, I know you talked to a couple guys yesterday about this incident. We got some follow-up questions for you. So we're not going to take up too much of your time. I'm Sergeant Butler. This is Trooper Creech. Work with the State Highway Patrol. So obviously, you know why we're here. Anytime there's an investigation, we come here and kind of do our thing. What's your name?
Do you see the inmate identified as James Ogletree that you spoke with regarding this incident in the courtroom today?
I do.
Could you please
We'll
identify?
stipulate.
Stipulate. Go ahead.
James Ogletree. Spell your last name for me. Ogletre. What's your ID number? 760-218. 218? Yeah. Alright, Denver. 485.
Now we have some quiet parts. Terrible audio. I jinxed it.
Oh, okay. What part of Ohio are you from? Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland? Yeah. You a Browns fan? Somewhat. Yeah. You pay attention to them this year? For the most part. Yeah. What about basketball? Cavs? Yeah. So you grew up in Cleveland, from there? You stayed there all up until? I stayed in Mansfield, Ohio for learning earlier. But yeah, I'm from Cleveland. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what we did, like I kind of said, we just kind of come in here and do like a follow-up interview if we got any other questions and give you some time to think about it and opportunity to talk to us. I know they did this yesterday, but we want to show you that you're cooperative. You know, obviously, if you're willing to talk to us again, we can kind of tell you what we know or what we think we know, and then kind of go from there. Anytime we do that, obviously they read your rights yesterday. We're going to read your rights again today, and then we'll just go from there. Reading my rights, that means I'm getting charged? Anytime we ask anybody, you're not getting charged. I'm not telling you you're getting charged with anything. But obviously, in order to talk to you and kind of say, hey, this is where we're at in our investigation, so you kind of have a clear understanding of where we're at, what we had, what we think may have happened, and then to hear your side of the story, we always say, hey, these are your rights. Just know that these are your rights, and we would like to talk to you. All right. You don't need to sign.
Yeah, no. Just let you follow along if you like. What's your highest form of education, sir? Okay, you read and write and everything?
Someone's playing with handcuffs.
Okay. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to an attorney for advice before we ask you any questions and to have him present with you during questioning. If you're unable to pay an attorney, one will be appointed for you prior to any questioning if you so desire. If you wish to answer questions now without an attorney present, you have the right to stop answering questions anytime. You also have the right to stop answering questions anytime until you talk to an attorney. You understand that?
So basically what we want you to feel like is we have some things that I'd like to talk to you about that we found yesterday. And the conversation that you had yesterday, maybe you didn't know about these things, and being 100% honest with you, I feel like you should know what we have come across and what we have, because I don't want that last conversation to have happened yesterday and that be it, because we got a lot of unanswered questions at that point, and it makes it look like you weren't 100% honest. So what we're trying to do is give you a chance to be 100% honest. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, somebody died. I don't think that was anybody's intentions. I don't think that anybody wanted that to happen, but it did happen. And now we're dealing with the ugly fact that somebody's dead, somebody's family's upset, somebody's not coming home. Just like if this would have happened to you or somebody else, I would hope that you would want us to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Okay.
Sure.
Is there anything, before we start off with kind of what we have, is there anything that after you had that interview yesterday that you got to thinking about, like, you know what? I mean, obviously you got a conscience to where...
I mean, it's not really nothing I can give me, because it's like, mainly I gave the parts that I know, like what I can actually say I was there for. Like, it's just what other people were saying that I didn't even say.
Like what?
Like, it's like, well, what's going on in the cell afterwards I left.
Well, oh, no, yeah, we're not asking you about it. I will not ask you about something that you don't know about. So, he's the lead investigator on this case. We're not going to ask you about anything that you weren't there for. Because you can't answer those questions.
Right, that's fine.
And I don't want you to speculate or guess or tell me something you're not 100% sure of. The only thing that we're concerned of is the things that you were there for. So,
but if we want to go over what we actually went over like yesterday, then the price.
Well, let me tell you kind of what we have, because there's a difference between you going in there and the injuries being sustained for no reason at all. So just hear me out, because it'll make sense. There's a difference between that, you just walking into, or somebody walking into a cell and seriously injuring somebody for absolutely no reason and leaving them there and then they end up dying, compared to if there were other circumstances that happened when you were in that cell. Like, because what we've done is we handle all these cases here in the prison that would arise to a criminal offense. So we went back and watched video. So I can tell you what time you went into that cell, I can tell you what time you came out of that cell. So you went into that cell with Cummings. You know who Cummings is, right? Yeah. You were in there for approximately 13, 14 minutes, and you came out. Prior to going in, you had the white thermal pants on, right? Yeah. So you go in with white thermal pants, you come out with the white thermal pants. The only difference is, from the time you came in to the time you came out, there's blood on those pants. We have since collected those pants, so we have those pants. So we know, what we do know is you were in the cell for about 13 minutes, you go in the cell without blood on your pants, you come out with blood on your pants, right? We have those pants, we're going to test them, we're going to see. There was a bunch of blood in that cell. So what we need to understand is what happened and why did that happen.
I told him, dude was epping, dude was smoking, like, so he was epping, like he was falling over, we was trying to help him. I told him that already. Like, me and Cummings, we was all smoking.
Right. He don't smoke. He don't smoke to him.
Who?
Weatherington.
He do stuff. We was all smoking.
Stuff. Okay. Let me tell you this too. He had the unfortunate experience of sitting through that autopsy today. And I can tell you 100% that any injuries that he would have had were not from smoking too. So there would have had to have been something. So listen to me. Let me tell you this. Where we're at right now is not doing you any favors, because we can't explain as to how he got these injuries. If he was, maybe he wigged out, I don't know, maybe he wigged out, maybe something.
That's what I'm saying. I was there for the wig out. Like, we was smoking though. Like I really wasn't focused. Like, 'cause I was hot too. So I wasn't
So who was in there smoking?
It was me, Cummins, and Wiggins was in there. Like, but me and Cummins smoke all the time. So I was put up on me to smoke.
Right. We talked to Cummins.
Right.
So let me just, and again, there's a difference. I want you to be honest, because the prosecutor's going to say, how honest was he? Because a lot of these questions, we kind of already have the answer, but we don't know the answer from you. You were in that cell. We were not in that cell. So if you went into the cell because dude was getting shit stolen from him, and he said, you know what, I'm tired of this shit, like, I'm ready to do whatever I need to do. Like, whatever the case is. Not saying that's the case, but we do know that you and Cummings went into the cell, and it wasn't to go smoke tune. I can 100% tell you that. Based on everything that we've done, all the interviews, all the phone calls, we've listened to a lot. It wasn't just in there smoking tune. So we have to explain as to how.
That's what he put up on me for.
Okay, so
smoke tune.
He pulled up on me.
To smoke tune, yeah, to get some tune. You know, go get high and shit. My bad, go ahead, like, come on. Boom. But as he went in there before me, a little credit community before me. Boom, we go in there, boom. They was already in the process of getting it. Boom, I go in there.
Getting busy.
Like, we're basically already rolling up, already, shit was already.
No, we're not.
I'm telling you, like, what they bait, it wasn't a roll up with the bait. They baiting. That's what they was doing. They was getting hot. I be getting hot. I didn't touch that man, though. For sure, there's no physical, nothing. I ain't never got no physical altercation with that man, for facts.
Okay, so you're not going to talk about it. Like, there's a difference between you just going in there plain assaulting him, or maybe there was a reason why you felt that you had to do what you had.
I didn't even assault him.
There is blood all over your clothes.
Like, I tried to
so
help him.
You're telling me...
I tried to help him get him up off the floor.
So he fell down?
Yeah, he was on the floor. Yes, I tried to help him get up. Like, he was still moving when I was in there and everything. Like, he was still alive. Like,
so you go in and sell the smoke tune, and then at some point in time, you're telling me how did he get these injuries?
They was editing. I don't even know exactly how, because I was high myself. Like, so I know they was editing. Like, you can hear it in the room. Like, you can hear him and Cummins, both of them editing. Like, you can see Cummins dreads all over the ground and everything. They editing in there.
What's that mean?
Like, editing, like doing shit like they hot, doing dumb ass shit, banging against shit, falling over, editing. Like, I'm even leaning. You feel me? I'm even leaning now. Everybody leaning, everybody falling over.
But how is Stutter the only one that has any injuries?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. What you mean? I don't know. See, they was both all over the place.
You know what? This is what I think.
They was all tumbling over each other. Over each other. What's his name? Dre's all over the ground.
This is what I think happened. What do we think happened? And I don't know. Maybe you don't care for us to know at least some of the truth, but he does have a family, and we do care about obviously this investigation because he's dead. You know, just like I said, we care about your investigation. If you went in there for any reason because of what happened before that, I don't know, maybe he took something from you, maybe you took
We never had no altercations before.
But that's not anything. We've done so many interviews, I'm not even hearing anything like that.
That's what I'm saying, but it's with the pro. When you watching the camera, did you see us coming at me?
It was in the cell.
I'm saying, we never even went in the cell before then.
So why would you think, if we talked to somebody else that was in that cell, there was no mention of smoking tune? As a matter of fact, I brought that up, and I was told absolutely not. He does not smoke tune. He's never smoked tune, and this is coming from somebody that he would consider family.
Niggas don't be knowing what niggas be doing. Niggas be talking, man. Niggas don't think I smoke something.
But if you're telling me the dude that was in there smoking tune with you guys, like you guys are all smoking tune, so you're telling me that Cummings is just going to say, yeah, man, we were just in there smoking tune. Like, that's all that happened. Man. Do you think for a second? I know you're smarter than I know you're smarter than
he going on, man. All the evidence points him, his dress,
whatever.
His dress and shit all in there.
What about all the blood on your?
That's because I was trying to help him get him up off the ground, but it was all type of shit. I don't even know who blood that was, even his or him. I don't even know who was bleeding. Okay. I was just trying to help them. That's all. I was already in there, and I was in a situation where before I leave, these niggas at me, or I help this situation. Make sure they don't go out in the range so we all can get in trouble for going in the range with evidence type shit. That's the main thing I was thinking. Oh, make sure these niggas don't go in the range with evidence. Okay. That's the main thing I was thinking. I didn't even think about nobody getting hurt because in my presence it wasn't even it wasn't what they want. It wasn't like nobody getting beat or nothing. It was just like these niggas effing. They falling all over the place and shit, doing dumbass shit, tumbling over each other and shit like that. They all in.
So essentially you went in there, you got smoked too.
But I don't go heavy though. I two-step though. Like, they adore that shit. They take big bakes and shit like that. But me, I'm really not even a tune smoker, so I just probably two-step and just, or take a little vape and just, feel me, watch. I'm amused by the X, real.
So you're telling me that, and after whatever, however, 13 minutes go by, then you decide to walk out.
Yeah.
And you don't want to talk about anything else other than that happened in that cell, other than you guys were just smoking tune. Because I can tell you right now, if this ends here and this goes past us, the prosecutor, that's not gonna work. In my opinion. Like, all we're doing is documenting the facts. Like, if you went into the cell and maybe you guys had some beef and you guys worked it out, I can tell you this. I can tell you
something that's gonna prove don't have no beef. We never had no business, never did no bad business, nothing. None of that. I mean, we ain't even had no altercation. None of that. I ain't got no scratch on me, no nothing. That man blood, I helped that man get off the ground. Facts. Help that man get off the ground. I'm trying to do a good thing and help that man get off the ground, bro. Okay. That's it. And I ain't touched that man. I ain't physically punched that man. Nothing. No, nothing. I ain't touched that man. Okay. Facts. So many people went. That man was still up and moving. Like, that nigga was still falling over. Because when I helped him on his bed, he was still falling off the bed. He was falling off the bed. Niggas was still going up to the cell. We was about to keep falling and shit. So that's why I know for sure, like, he was still up. He was still going in there. Hella people in there after me. And
so if you guys go in there to smoke tune and he's freaking out, why didn't you just say, hey, look, this dude bleeding all over the place. Somebody needs to get a check on this guy.
That's normally what happened. We normally, as long as it's in the cell and the COs don't see it, that's normally what niggas happen every day. So people
the injuries that he got was from smoking tune.
I didn't even know his injuries. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know his injuries.
You didn't see
blood? They didn't say them to me earlier.
So you didn't see blood?
I seen blood, yeah. I seen blood there. I seen him fall too. Did you see him fall off his bed? I seen him fall off his bed.
Did you talk about that yesterday?
What, seeing him fall? Yeah, I told him.
You talked about blood yesterday?
I remember they asking me, but I really ain't believe her.
No, I know you got a lot going on, man. I mean, this is something that...
This place is a serious situation, and then really, I was trying to be genuine and help this man off the ground, all this, like, and I really didn't even, like, get in no physical altercation with that man at all. It was one reason.
Why do you think, if that's the case, why do you think Cummings would not line up that story?
That's why I don't understand, though. Why would we even say, I don't even know, though. Like, maybe he's scared or something. He's supposed to be going home or something real soon. Like, that's why I don't understand. Like,
I'm not saying he said anything other than, I can tell you he didn't say you guys were in there smoking too. I can tell you that.
He probably don't want to say that, but that's where I was going for sure. I was smoking.
There's like I said, an autopsy with the injuries. You could not possibly, I don't care, I know tune will mess you up and you can do some crazy shit on tune.
What was they saying?
Unless he's jumping off the top range or something that's long way.
It would have to be a top range, not top of his bed. I mean, there's significant injuries.
My monkey just went through the same thing. My monkey just was effed out in the cell, going through crazy. Oh man, I don't even know them drugs come off the things and everything. Like, so you better splash some shit in there that you don't even know. You wanna whatever overnight, but what happened overnight? That's what I need to understand.
We talked. We have a good idea based on, like, that's why we do like the autopsy. They can kind of tell how long this has gone on for, how going back to when it happened, and then obviously talking to people involved, whether it be cellmate. We've done, I don't know, probably 15 interviews at this point. So we have people walking by the cell that has nothing to do with you, Had nothing to do with anybody, and they told us what they saw.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, I get.
What did they say? Suicide dude was in there happy. He was
They
bloody.
said that you were on top of him swinging.
Swinging. Man, I ain't swung on that man. I didn't even punch that man out once, man. That's what I'm saying. Where's the evidence at? Where the evidence
It would make sense only if you went in there and you had to do something to defend yourself at some point.
I'm saying though, like, if I was to defend myself, it would be some energy towards me, right?
Unless, dude, I wouldn't fuck with you right now. You're a big dude. I don't know.
I'll still have injuries towards myself, man. I'll get in fights. I'll have scars all the time, every time I get in a fight.
And I don't think we saw or did take pictures of your hands.
Yeah, they took a picture right here. This is like damn near healed, right? So
I see that. I didn't see that. Yeah, I think I did take a picture of that. Let me see your other hand there.
That's what I'm saying. My old time nigga pounding the nigga out, and if it's Taurus, I'll fight. So if it's Taurus, like if I'm pounding the person out and I punch a dude, I'm gonna do some damage to myself, my hands or something. Or you feel me? I'm gonna do some damage. Like he gonna grab something, rip something on me or something. Like it's those clothes that y'all found was unripped. No clothes ripped, nothing.
There was just a lot of blood on it.
Right, because I helped that man. He was bleeding. I witnessed him
This is the thing that you have to keep in mind. When they do the autopsy, there's going to be a cause of death.
Right.
And there's going to be all these injuries documented.
But what is the cause of death?
Well, that's what will be determined by the autopsy. But they would be able to determine if there would have been force around the neck. Like if you were to put your knee up around his neck and held it there. If you would have punched him in the face, not saying you would even have marks, but they're going to be able to determine all that.
Right.
So when all that's done, and they're going to be able to tell.
They took all our cells with her. Mm-hmm. All right, but what inside the cell? What was inside the cell?
We collected the clothing.
I'm saying I'm talking about the cell, dude cell.
What was inside? A lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Other stuff like for hair follicles and stuff.
No, yeah, I mean there's
dreads and shit. We all three got dreads.
Yeah, like you said.
Right. We all three got dreads. So the persons who in a physical altercation, dreads would be missing, right?
Right.
Like hair. Pull it out.
Yeah. The issue we have with that, it's like you're saying, if there was dreads there, we've went from it not being reported at 7, 8 o'clock right before it happened, 8 o'clock, to the next morning. So I don't know if that was cleaned up.
The cell is taped off.
No, not until the next morning. So I'm saying from 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock that previous night. So what? Wednesday.
So they ain't collected everything in the cell.
We collected what was there when we found out about it the next morning, but that poor man.
So telling me y'all left all the evidence there.
No, listen to me. We didn't find out about it till that man laid there and died overnight. We didn't come in until yesterday morning. This happened the night before when you and Cummings went into that cell. So we didn't know about this till yesterday morning. We went to the cell, so we don't. Whatever was there is what
I'm saying. Who's to say that after me and come? What is?
We watch video. There's nobody else that goes into that cell.
I witnessed people go in that cell. I witnessed people getting off the ground again.
Who?
Even his cellie.
Oh yeah, he helped. He helped put him up top.
He was in there hella before all that. Anything when the dude was still epping, he was in there.
But he never told us about that.
That's what I'm saying. They not gonna tell y'all if they trying to hold this shit.
He wasn't in there, but I can tell you that Cummings was in there and you were in there. We talked to Cummings. Cummings has given us he's given us some truths that would match up to what happened. That's why I'm saying I'm going to give you about another 2 minutes, and then I'll let you go back to yourself, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. If we needed to know about anything else that happened in that cell,
if anything happened, it happened between him and Cummings. They Cummings or whatever they happened, and then Cummings brought me in that situation. He came and pulled up on me, and asked me like,
what did he ask you?
To go in there. What's up? You trying to go in there? Other than that, I ain't did shit.
So you go in there with Cummings?
I was just there.
But you were in there when Cummings leaves the cell.
Yeah.
You were still in there.
Because I was trying to make sure dude, I was really like helping dude off it, like, because they situated, they was gone.
You do realize if
it was banging.
Who was?
Them two.
Them two. So now you guys weren't smoking tune, but they were fighting.
I was smoking though. I was smoking. I
So
went
you
in there
guys were
originally
smoking tune and fighting.
I went in there originally to smoke, bro, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely went in there to smoke.
Then what happened?
After we was getting hot, now in the middle of smoking, they get to going at it, testing each other.
How come there's here's the thing. You went from nothing happened, and then now, because you're finding out that some of these people are telling the truth, like the people walking by.
It's he trying to not tell the truth. He trying to not tell what happened.
Well, that's why we're here talking to you, but you, for the last...
I didn't get, because he basically, I didn't get into no physical altercation. That's basically what I'm saying. I didn't put my hands on that man. Or I just tried to help him. Blood got on my fingers because I helped that man get off the ground. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want him to leave my bed. I didn't want him to be left on the ground. So I just helped. We helped him get in the bed.
And where did he get his injuries from?
That's not him to say.
So you don't want to talk about the injuries?
I ain't even staying him. I can't even say I witnessed them.
So you don't know how he got his injuries? They were in the cell the whole time.
I know they was going at it. I know they was tussling each other, spanning each other, pulling each other hair, all that, choking each other.
So you're saying
I know that for sure.
You're telling me that Cummings and him were fighting?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to go with?
For sure. I know for sure. It's all the evidence you can see. Them niggas dreads all over the place. You want I ain't listen to no hair. I ain't got no tussle. I was just there. I was watching that shit. Basically, I was just there.
So you just there?
This brother pulled up on me and said he wanted to smoke. That's the only reason.
It wasn't about anything getting stolen.
Never. I didn't think you ain't gonna never see me come out the cell.
No, you don't.
Right? I ain't
come out back.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Right. So the two people go in to get something. Not saying that you took anything.
But that wasn't a plan to go in there to take nothing from that man. Like, you could go on my cell right now and go there. I got a list of shit.
So you got played. That's what you're trying to say.
Played out what?
So you're telling me that Cummings came to you and said, hey, we're going to go smoke tune. And the next thing you know, they're swinging and they're fighting. And he takes something out of the cell, but you're still in there, and then you're going to stick around and help. You're going to help dude because he's bleeding and blood all over the place, and you're going to help him. But what did you help him do? Because he didn't end up anywhere up on the top rack at that point. Because you said yourself, you saw him himself.
He did go on the rack.
He did go on the rack.
Yeah.
Which rack?
On the bottom rack.
On the bottom rack.
Yeah.
When you guys were done.
Yeah. We helped him on the rack, like take off the floor on the rack. Right.
But it's safe to say none of those injuries were from him just smoking tune because you basically.
I mean, they could be because we were smoking though.
Right, but after that.
That's what people do. They out and get to going crazy and shit.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then. So I'll tell the prosecutor, like, this man died. There's injuries all over his face, all over his chest. He was strangled. He had a knee up on his throat that pretty much crushed his throat. I'm going to tell. You want me to tell the prosecutor that's where it's from?
I ain't do none of that shit, so.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
All right. We also have a search warrant to collect your DNA today.
So basically, if you're saying that nothing happened, you didn't bleed, nothing in that cell, like you even said, you don't have any injuries. I mean, obviously you got a little scratch. We're just we were gonna ask for consent. We thought, you know what, we'll just get a search warrant. So that just shows you, even if you would have given us cooperation, we probably would give them a search warrant anyway. That's just we're gonna collect your DNA, and then we'll send that up with evidence we have.
Buccal swab. That was a right and left.
Well, we just want the truth, and here's the thing.
So that's the interview you conducted with Mr. Ogletree on the afternoon of December 8th of 2023.
That's correct.
And so it started. You knew from Trooper Klantz that he said he wasn't even in the cell, nothing happened.
He said he wasn't in the cell after lunch.
And then at the start of this interview, he's in there smoking tune.
That's correct.
And by the end of the interview, Cummings and Mr. Weatherington are tussling.
That's correct.
And Mr. Ogletree is just an innocent bystander.
That's correct.
Did you have occasion to, I know we talked about you'd spoken with Mr. Hakeem, were you able to identify other potential witnesses and speak with them during the course of your investigation?
Yes.
And did the individuals you tried to talk to, did they all speak with you?
They all did.
And were they cooperative and provide information?
They were.
And it was reported that Mr. Weatherington and Anthony Cummings were friends. You heard Mr. Brenner ask Trooper Constop?
It was reported.
Was there any evidence found during your investigation that they were friends?
Nothing that we can substantiate.
You also interviewed Anthony Cummings on the 8th, correct?
Did.
And did he speak with you?
He did.
Did you observe any injuries on Anthony Cummings?
No.
On his hands or on his body?
No.
And during the course of your investigation, did you speak with a number of staff members who were involved tangentially in this incident?
I did.
There was physical evidence collected in this case by both yourself and Trooper Klontz, is that correct?
That's correct.
And all of that evidence was taken back to the Ohio State Highway Patrol Office of Investigations for secure storage?
It was.
And was that evidence cataloged and photographed?
It was.
Were you present for that process?
I was.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibits 41 to 44. May I approach, Ron?
Yes.
Just generally, do you recognize this photo?
I do.
And collectively, what are they?
There are photos of the white thermal pants that was collected from Mr. Ogletree's cell and the blue sweatshirt that was collected from Mr. Cummings' cell.
And are these photographs from when they were photographed at the Highway Patrol?
Yes.
And are these fair and accurate representations of those photographs, or of those evidence items when they were photographed at the Highway Patrol?
Yes.
At this time, Your Honor, permission to publish State's Exhibit 41.
Okay.
What are we looking at in State's Exhibit 41?
That is the sweatshirt that was found in Mr. Cummings' cell.
And State's Exhibit 42.
That's a close-up picture of the suspected bloodstains.
And that's a touchscreen. Could you indicate where you're looking at the staining? And State's Exhibit 43.
It's the white thermal pants that was collected in Mr. Ogletree's cell.
And again, indicate where you're observing the staining.
The stainings here on the lower legs, on both here.
And State's Exhibit 44.
Just another close-up version of the thermal pants and the staining there.
Were those and additional items sent off to the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations for testing?
They were.
And did you also send the buccal swabs, which is what you collected from Mr. Ogletree? Did you also collect those from Mr. Cummings and Mr. Addison?
We did.
And were all of those submitted as well?
They were.
What was your purpose in sending the evidence up to BCI?
The DNA comparisons.
Now, we've heard a lot about the surveillance video. Did you view and retain some surveillance video related to this investigation?
I did.
And you are provided that video by the prison through Mr. Kerner?
That is correct.
And State's Exhibit 46 that we had up on the stand for Investigator Kerner, is that a fair and accurate copy of the video that you reviewed?
Yes.
And did you review all of that video?
Yes.
What was your purpose in reviewing all of that video?
To identify suspects, to identify potential witnesses, just to get a timeline of the sequence of events.
And did you watch some of the video prior to 7 o'clock as well as after 7 o'clock?
Yes.
And did you in fact watch the video all the way through the night?
I did.
All right, Your Honor, at this time, permission to play the video.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to start with clip 1, that is before 7 o'clock. And that, you would agree with me, that has 3 camera angles, correct?
That's correct.
All right, incoming video. Gonna turn the volume down because it gets really loud. Judge, click the button so we can see, please.
And so I know Investigator Kerner talked about this earlier, but just go ahead and identify kind of what we're looking at here.
Yes, so the top left there, that is the officer's desk, and the bottom range in the day room that you're seeing. The top right is the view of the second range and partially view of the third range. And the bottom left there is the stairwell, including both the top phone room and the bottom.
Okay, so when you're talking about the day room in this video here, when the second range is out for their rec time or their time out of their
Just notice
cell,
the ice
they're
machine.
able to come down to the first range and use these tables. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I'm gonna move us forward. This video starts at 4 something. You watched all of this, correct?
Yes.
And I'm gonna move us to 6:59.
Lots of different colors of uniforms. You got white, most people in pants, couple shorts, green, yellow.
Right now it's
orange.
at 6:59:01.
Can we watch all 4 at the same time?
On December 6th of 2023, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that what the timestamps are showing?
Yes.
And
all right.
There's
Can
no
you
audio.
identify these 2 individuals right here?
The gentleman on the left is Mr. Anthony Cummings, and the gentleman on the right is Mr. James Ogletree.
And are these in fact the same clothing items that they were wearing when they enter Mr. Weatherington's cell shortly thereafter?
Yes.
And are these the same sweatshirt and thermal pants that you recovered?
Yes.
And were sent to BCI?
Yes.
I'm playing it forward from 6:59. And they both walk off screen briefly, correct?
Yes.
Can you put us back on the 3 box? Yeah, people know something's going down.
Have they just reappeared on the screen at about 6:59:38?
Yes.
What are they doing?
Looks like they're having a conversation.
Fair to say they're walking together in the day room?
They are.
And when you're watching Mr. Ogletree walk and move about in this video, does he have any staining apparent on his pants?
He does not.
And it's just after 7 o'clock and they walk off screen, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's look at a different view.
Let's watch all three at the same time.
I'm gonna go back again to 6:59. And I'm gonna play it from, what view are we looking at here?
Looking at the view that shows the bottom, or the first range phone room and the second range phone room.
And these are the stairs from the first to the second range?
That is correct.
And again, this is 6:59:01 on December 6, 2023?
Yes.
Who do we see just entering the frame by the picture, or by the stairs?
Mr. Cummings and Mr. James Ogletree.
And what do they appear to be doing?
Having a conversation next to the stairwell.
And they just left the camera view, correct?
Yes.
How long are we going to watch this with nothing on it? Can we see the other screen? There's the guy in yellow. He seemed to be with them a little bit. Oh, they're going back.
Have they re-entered the camera view?
They have.
What are they doing?
Just heading up the stairs to the second range.
And this is about 7 o'clock and 26 seconds that they've entered the second range?
Yes.
Where did Mr. Cummings just go?
Phone room.
And when Mr. Cummings enters the phone room, play it back just a little bit. Do we see Mr. Ogletree in this camera view?
We do.
And we're now on the second range camera, correct?
Yes.
Is this Mr. Ogletree in the blue shorts and the white thermals?
Yes.
Who is this individual down here in the green shirt?
Our victim, Mr. Marquise Weatherington.
And would you, is it fair to say Mr. Ogletree is heading in the direction of his cell?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go to the second video.
Ooh, stained glass. It's pretty, that little design texture on the glass.
And there's no sound on this video, correct?
None.
It's just audio. That's how the prison surveillance cameras work.
Yes.
Because we wouldn't be able to tell anything that's happened anyway. Because the sound is so bad.
And these cameras have the ability to zoom in pretty far. Is that accurate?
They do.
They are
So
pencils.
I'm gonna play it forward from 7 o'clock and 36 seconds. Again, this is December 6th of 2023.
Yes.
And what view of the block do we have at this time?
You have the view of the first range down here in the day room, and the second range, and partially of the third range.
I don't, they call levels
So I'm playing
ranges or
it.
floors ranges.
We can see Mr. Weatherington just went into his cell. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And it looks like Mr. Ogletree just entered a cell at the end.
Yes.
Is that a commissary bag? Oh, these are the showers. Someone's headed to the showers, I think.
Do we see the defendant walking down the range at this time?
We do.
It's 7:01:40. What's he doing?
Just walking back towards where the phone room area is, towards the showers there on the right.
Just looks
to
in
our
J3.
right.
And again, as you observed him walking back and forth on the second range, did you observe any staining on his pants?
No.
And we can see the numbers on the doors here, is that correct?
Yes.
Start with cell 1 right next to the shower, 2, and then 3 is the cell in question, is that correct?
Yes.
Look, who's the guy on the left? Did we see him before?
Who's this individual right here?
It's Mr. Vincent Wicker.
This arm, who does that belong to?
Mr. Weatherington.
And when you reviewed the footage from prior to 7 p.m. on the other that had the multiple camera angles, were you able to confirm that Mr. Addison was not in the cell?
Yes.
Does the camera show that Mr. Weatherington is alone in cell 2J3 at this point in time?
Yes.
Is this Mr. Wicker walking back down the range?
Yes, it is.
I feel like I'm watching Sims.
So I'm pausing it at 7:04:05. Is this Mr. Weatherington?
Yes.
Is he signaling something?
Do we see Mr. Weatherington alive again after this movement he has at the doorway of cell 2J3?
We do not.
That's 7:04 in the evening. Who's that?
I've paused it at 7:04:34. Who are we looking? Who can we see in this in the screen right now?
Mr. Anthony Cummings is there at the cell, and Mr. Ogletree is right there by the showers.
And in fact, does Mr. Cummings enter the cell?
He's entering it right now.
Does Mr. Ogletree then enter the cell?
Right after him.
Does he have any staining apparent on his pants as he approaches cell 2J3?
No.
And he just entered the cell and slid the door shut, is that correct?
Yes.
Watch for reactions from 2 people. Number 2 would be able to hear quite well right outside the door.
Who is this individual right here?
It's CO Misty McIntosh.
And who is this individual hanging out by the shower?
Mr. Wicker.
Number 2. Two's like, I'm out of there. I'm out of here. Does not want any part of what's going on in number 3. Mr. Wicker's still just chilling by the showers, posting up.
Is it fair to say that at multiple points throughout this video you can observe the CO walking up and down both sides of range 2?
Yes.
And in your experience, would that be consistent with the range checks that we heard Officer Lay and Officer Potts talk about?
Yes.
She's walking up and down that side, but not the other side. Signal.
Mr. Wicker's still hanging out in the bottom of the screen, correct?
He is.
Posting up for the old 6'5", watching for corrections officers. And those yellow shorts just pop. Why does it look like everybody is doing something shady? I mean, is this just like the inherent bias in me? Everyone seems to be like trying to hide something or do something nefarious. Officer's third time down that hall. Hasn't come over the other side. There's a friend.
Who do we see on the left side of the range currently speaking to the corrections officer?
It's Mr. Akeem.
And he's wearing a white t-shirt and blue pants.
Correct.
What's Mr. Wicker doing? It's 7/11/25.
He's walking over to the cell and he knocks on it.
He knocks a number of times, is that fair?
Yes.
And what does he do after he knocks?
He knocks on the cell and ultimately he ends up walking around to the other side of the range.
I'm going to back it up just a second.
Did they open the door?
Mr. Wicker knocked on the door. Is there any response from 2J3?
Cell slightly opens.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I'm going to play it forward from 7/11/40.
He knocks on the door. They answer. They say, "Who is it?" There's three opens a tiny bit.
Is that what we just saw?
Yes.
Somebody's hair sticks out. They just took a peek down the hall.
This individual right here?
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
Who's at the door right now?
Mr. Akeem.
And did he appear to stop for a brief period of time at the door to 2J3?
Yes, and slightly shut the door.
Mr. Wicker has just left the camera view from the right side of the range, correct?
Yes.
Now he's back in the corner, correct?
Yes.
We can see Mr. Hakeem just down the range from 2J3. It appears he's at maybe 2J4 or 5,
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And does he appear to be holding anything?
Yes, he, some like photos or some type papers.
He's got the graduation photos.
I'm pausing it again at 7:13:16. What does Mr. Hakeem appear to be doing?
Looking inside of cell 2J3.
Pausing here to make it look like he looked longer.
And again, he's there for a couple of seconds, but a brief period of time.
Yes.
What's Mr. Hakeem doing now at 7:13:43?
It looks like he's looking in cell 2 and just kind of standing around and near around cell 3. And he's holding.
Fair to say he was at the railing around
Yes.
cell 2J3.
That guy looked in too. So go. Now goes back. Takes a peek. Oh. Moves on.
Has Mr. Wicker reappeared?
He does.
Where?
Right here on the other side of the range, looking across directly to cell 2J3.
This is Mr. Wicker here, kind of in the middle.
Yes.
Does he appear to be shouting across the range?
He does.
Does the cell door to 2J3 open?
Yes.
What does Mr. Wicker do when it opens?
It's a thumbs up.
Who is this individual leaving cell 2J3?
Anthony Cummings.
That's at 7:14:55.
It is.
Where do we see Mr. Cummings go?
He walks around to the other side of the range, the far end, and steps inside of a cell there.
What does he have in his hand?
This is like a laundry / commissary bag, a mesh bag that they hold their property in.
Through the course of your investigation, were you able to determine whose commissary bag Cummings has when he leaves cell 2J3?
I was.
Whose bag was it?
Mr. Weatherington's.
Did you ever recover that commissary bag?
Did not.
It just went missing? Like, where do they hide it?
So is this Mr. Cummings stepping into a cell down at the opposite end of the range on the other side?
Yes.
On the left?
Yes.
Whitaker just says, hey, will you knock on 3 for me? And they knock on the door.
I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
Yeah, with the
We
white shirt
see
and all.
Mr. Wicker is still hanging out across from cell 2J3, correct?
He is.
And we see an individual exit 2J2, correct?
Yes.
This individual right here in the white shirt and the blue shorts.
Yes.
And what does he do?
He, I believe he knocks on the door.
And is Mr. Wicker speaking with him as he knocks?
Appears to give him instructions.
And that individual knocks and walks down the range.
He does.
So who would be the only 2 people inside cell 2J3 at this point?
Mr. Weatherington and Mr. Ogletree.
And is this Anthony Cummings coming back down the left side of the range speaking to Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Briefly.
Didn't even turn his head.
Does Mr. Cummings look impaired to you?
No.
He wasn't smoking tune. What's going on?
Has Mr. Cummings reappeared on the right side of the range?
He does.
What is he doing?
He walks back to the cell.
And I've paused it at 7:17:08. What is he doing?
He enters the cell.
Does he slide the door shut?
Almost completely shut, but not quite.
At 7:17:20, who exits cell 2J3 first?
Mr. Cummings.
And he heads back towards the shower and the phone room, is that correct?
Yes.
In that direction on the...
A lot of leading here, but yeah.
Who exits the cell next?
Mr. Ogletree.
Which direction does he head?
It's the opposite direction towards his cell area.
And when you observe Mr. Ogletree now as he exits cell 2J3, does he have apparent staining on his pants?
He does.
Looks quite pink.
I don't know if you can draw on a video, but see if...
Yep.
And that would be on the lower legs of those white thermal pants he's wearing?
It is.
Is the location that you view that staining on this video consistent with where you observed the staining on the pants that were recovered?
Yes.
Well, what does this tell us?
And at this time, the door to cell 2J3 is still slightly open, is that correct?
Yes.
What happens next?
Go back to kind of slightly shut it.
Who slightly shuts
I
it?
believe it's Mr. Ogletree, if I'm not mistaken.
He's walking directly behind a guard.
And Mr. Wicker has moved on, is that correct?
Yes.
Covered in blood.
Mr. Cummings is now on the left side of the range.
That's correct.
And is he heading in the direction of his cell?
He is.
Is that also the direction of the cell where he placed the commissary bag that he took from Weatherington's cell?
It is.
It's getting quiet.
Do we see Mr. Cummings again on this video with that bag?
We do.
And his cell is down in this area, correct?
That's correct. Cell 31.
Is this Mr. Cummings?
Yes.
And whose cell is down in this area?
Mr. Ogletree.
Mr. Cummings just entered a cell, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's going in and out of a number of cells. Is that
That's
fair?
correct. Yes.
He's got something under his shirt.
Does he appear to have something in his hand
got a bag.
as he exited that cell and enters that cell?
Appears to be the bag that he had prior.
I'm not sure what sort of walkthrough that guard's doing, but that is like I'm checking to make sure the door is still there type thing. What's going on down here in the corner? Hey man, can I borrow some conditioner? My hair needs it real bad. Maybe that was some prison hooch.
This individual walking down the range, heading towards the camera, who is that?
Mr. Ogletree?
Does he appear to have changed his clothing?
Yes.
Does he have on the white thermal pants any longer?
No.
Does he have the same shirt he had on?
I don't believe so. No, no shirt.
He doesn't have a shirt on at all, in fact, correct?
Yes.
This is at 7:21:41.
He just decided it's time for a shower. There's Mr. Whitaker. No, it's not Mr. Whitaker. That's somebody else.
Mr. Ogletree is heading back down the range now, correct?
Yes.
Who's over here on the left side?
Mr. Whitaker, speaking with Mr. Cummings.
And does Mr. Ogletree appear to be talking with them across the range?
It does.
They're walking at the same pace, looking back and forth across the range at each other?
Yes.
And just there, Ogletree is standing at the door of his cell having a conversation with Mr. Cummings.
Yes.
You forgot something. He's headed back down to the shower.
Is this Mr. Ogletree heading back to the shower room?
Yes.
And is this Mr. Wicker kind of loitering around Mr. Cummings' cell?
Yes.
This part of the video is brought to you by Fruit of the Loom.
I'm going to jump ahead to 7:28.
Now I don't know where anybody is.
I'm going to direct your attention to the bottom range in the day room.
Yes.
I'll move this so we can see.
On the left side of the day room, Who are these two individuals?
Mr. Cummings and Mr. Ogletree.
And what do they appear to be doing?
Walking and talking.
And Mr. Ogletree, again, is in different clothes than when we saw him 11 minutes ago leave cell 2J3.
Yes.
All right, I'm now going to skip ahead to 7:57. Between when Mr. Ogletree and Mr. Cummings exit cell 2J3 up until 7:57, does anyone enter cell 2J3?
No.
And who enters at 7:57?
Mr. Whitaker.
Mr. Addison.
Well, Addison. Is Addison the roommate?
I'm going to direct your attention to the bottom range, the day room. Who are these two individuals at 7:56:43?
It's Mr. Addison speaking with Mr. Cummings.
And they appear to be walking and talking, correct?
They do.
I don't know what's going on in cell number 2, but
And they just
it looks
walked out of
shady.
the camera view, but it's in the direction of the stairs that lead to the second range, correct?
Yes.
All right, is this Mr. Addison here in the white shirt and the green pants?
Yes.
And at 7:57:27, we see him knock,
Yes.
and then does he enter the cell?
Yes.
Who's this individual here with the trash cans?
Mr. Ogletree.
So Mr. Addison is now in the cell, correct?
He is.
And at 7:58:28, does he exit the cell?
He does. Mr. Addison does.
Now you reviewed the prison calls that he made, correct, to his girlfriend?
Yes.
And he makes the call we listened to with him this morning was at 8:07 p.m.
That's correct.
So that's in 9 minutes from when he exits the cell.
Yes.
I'm going to fast forward again. Is it fair to say that between now and 8:12 p.m., Mr. Addison goes in and out a couple of times?
He does.
Does he ever stay for a long period of time?
No.
Were they similar visits like the one he just had?
Yes.
And what happens at 8:12?
I believe it's him and Mr. Cummings, I believe, enter the cell. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to play it forward from 8:11:34.
Holy tall guy on the left side. Wow. He's like 7 feet tall. He has to duck to go through a door. There he is. Super tall. Wins all the
Is
basketball
this Mr.
games.
Cummings that we see here?
Yes.
And is this Jason Addison trailing behind him?
Yes.
Does Mr. Addison eventually enter the cell?
He does.
And they're in there approximately 3 minutes, correct?
Yes.
Deceptively peaceful without the noise on this video. Cummings goes back in.
And there's a number of people throughout this video that kind of stop and do a glance. Is that fair?
Yes.
But nobody enters the cell.
Not at this point, no.
Yeah, I think everybody knew.
Is this Mr. Ogletree in the green shorts and the blue shirt?
Yes.
What's he appear to be doing?
Stopping and looking inside the cell.
And he's there for a number of seconds, is that correct?
Yes.
And at that point, who were the individuals inside cell 2J3 when Mr. Ogletree just looked in?
Mr. Weatherington, Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Addison.
Ms. Nicholson, do you have a lot longer to go?
No. There is not a lot longer.
It's a lot of video. There's Whitaker posting up on the other side again. Trying to look through the door.
It's 2:15:30. Is this Jason Addison exiting cell 2J3?
Yes.
And Mr. Cummings?
Yes.
What does Mr. Cummings do? Does he shut the door behind him?
Yes.
Just before 9 p.m., Mr. Addison locks down for the night, correct?
Yes.
And then did you review the footage all through the night?
I did.
And to be fair, this is what the footage looks like through the night, correct?
Other than COs walking and doing range checks in the evening.
And were you able to confirm, as you watched this video, that range checks were conducted?
They were.
I want to see those checks.
I'm going to go to 7:03. Is this Mr. Addison at the door of 2J3?
It is.
And he exits the cell shortly. Is that the first time he leaves his cell for the day?
Yes.
He does appear to have something in his hand, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that consistent with a blanket in your experience of what the property they have at the prison?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to move ahead to 741.
Oh, okay. Now the alarm's been raised somewhat.
And is this about the time that the officers are notified that there's a medical emergency?
Yes.
So we see an inmate enter cell 2J3.
We do.
Who is that?
Is that McGlynn?
He's in there maybe 10, 15 seconds spare.
Yes, and he signals to the COs there.
Is that what he's doing now?
Yes.
This is the direction of the CO desk?
Yes.
And then do Officer Potts and Officer Lay respond and enter as we saw on Officer Potts' body camera?
Yes.
I think everyone was told to go
Based on your investigation,
stand by themselves.
did you have any reason to believe that Jason Addison was involved in the physical altercation?
No.
I could have just one moment, Your Honor. I have nothing further.
Just can we approach? Yeah.
Interesting. We're now going to activate our counter. I forgot to put the label on for. Hang on. There we go. And the counter goes up to 17 because we were in timeout one more time. Ching. All right, bathroom break possibly. I've got to say a couple things. First of all, props to the prison for getting good security cameras. They're 1080p. We can pretty much make out. You can recognize people even on the far end of the range. They're good videos. Banks, all banks, please follow suit. This is before Judge Tepe, or Tepe, or Tep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for about 15 minutes. Let you stretch your legs and use the bathroom. So remember my instructions, do not discuss the case with anyone, allow anyone to discuss it with you in your presence. All rise.
I think they want to take something out of order, but I think you should have cross-examination first. I know they've got somebody they have to take this afternoon. Hey, put the evidence down. You don't even have your gloves on. Prosecution's taking much longer than expected. They only have themselves to blame. Has not been a lot of objections here.
All right. Go ahead, Steve.
So, Judge, what I was asking about up at sidebar is the state has two witnesses that are unavailable tomorrow, so that have to go on today. One is the coroner, who I think last time testified, I think she was about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And the other is a BCI lab person. She's not the person that did the comparison, so she's not going to be the longer BCI person. I would imagine she's about 15, 20 minutes. But like I said, both of them have stated that they're unavailable tomorrow. So my request of the court was, can we ask the jury and see if we can stay later tonight to make sure that those two witnesses are finished? Or I talked to Mr. Brenner if it would make sense to break with Trooper Creech's testimony, put on the coroner and that one witness, and then allow Mr. Brenner to cross-examine Mr. Creech tomorrow morning.
Your Honor, I've had some discussions with my client back here. I'm not opposed to waiting for my cross until tomorrow. So we can, honestly, we can go ahead and go out of order. I know it'd be a little unusual, but.
What about jury questions?
I'm okay with it.
So you think that with the time remaining, that we're only going to get through these next 2 witnesses without the cross of Creech?
Well, I think that's probably right, because if we come back at 3:30 or 3:35, whatever it was, if Dr. Brown takes 40 minutes, now we're 4:15, 4:20, and then the BCI person, I think, gets us to 5 o'clock, or at least close to 5.
But you're in agreement?
I'm okay with that.
All right, that's fine.
All right. Break time. Let me go chat with Mrs. R.A. I have to get a song for you first. Let's do the bus music. Let's do bus music. Does that work? We're going to do bus music for a second. I'll be right back. For the record, Mrs. R.A. says I look cute with my glasses on. So. All right. This music to Object Court is cracking me up for some reason. We're going to have a little break, a little shuffle in the rest of the afternoon. We're going to get 2 witnesses that are not available tomorrow. So instead of getting cross, which could have been quite interesting, and I'm sure a lot of jury questions about why the guards don't look in the cells on all the walkthroughs, why they only walk on the one side of the range and everything else. Instead of getting all of that, we're going to instead hear some pretty tough testimony because we get the medical examiner. Medical examiner is going to be rough, for sure. Play on Crime. Not a fan of the bus music, just saying. Play on Crime, you had to have been here for the bus chase. It grows on you once you've seen the bus chase. Bus music just got spicy. Thoughts on seeing Ogletree leave covered in bloodstains? Well, I can tell you one thing. There was blood in that cell when he went in because it's on his pants. But it's hard to single out just Ogletree because every minute of that video, every single inmate looks like he's about to do something shady and they're trying to, sneakily get something done. Greeners. Gonna hide that one. Don't talk about snow. That was our code word, right? What music can you use that isn't copywritten? Once you are on the creator program with YouTube Creator, in the YouTube Studio, there is a library of music you can search that you can either purchase a license to, where you get to pay each time you use it, or you can find some that is free. It's licensed indefinitely for you, and we try to use those. Occasionally use one that I pay for, but not very often. Surprised the guards don't even glance into the cells. And to link the bus chase so newer chatters can see it. We're going to need somebody to go back and find the bus chase, the video originally. We need Oompa Loompa music, or Oomps Oompa. That's different. I thought Oompa Loompa, but not, obviously there's no L there. The table of dudes playing cards, white dudes playing cards, was definitely in on being a lookout, though. Yeah, there were so many people. Everyone was looking out, right? Everyone was standing guard for somebody else, or waiting for somebody to come and hand them something, or pop into a cell really quickly for somebody, and then pop back out again, and then walk like nothing happened. It's like, I don't know what was going on there, but maybe that's just normal. Maybe that's just normal. Should have to keep their cell doors open, in my opinion, so Legally Blonde. I don't know. I think they should get some privacy. Right inside the cell door is the toilet, right there by the door. As a guard, I don't want to either see that or, yeah. I believe Addison definitely had something to do with this, probably more than he let on. Everyone seemed to know. How often do we get a trial with video of the accused covered in blood after the fact? It's like they're getting caught red-handed, for sure. This is just... send a link to the bus chase. Thank you, Greeners. Let's see. Let's see if we can share the bus chase. If you've not seen the bus chase, this is something you might want to watch. Let's see. Link copied. Let me just, Greeners, I trust you, but I'm going to click it first just to make sure. Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. Share. Now copy that link. And paste. Okay, I've got it right here. Oh, you guys have already posted it a million times. Okay. If you do not want to watch the autopsy testimony, the bus chase is a great alternative. It's very lighthearted, a lot of fun. It goes 15, 20 minutes, I think. It's pretty good. I can't show it here because we're going to be watching court. So once the bus chase is over, everybody found it at the same time. Addison had only been on the block for 36 hours, and he'd just come out of the hole. Hey, what's up, bud? Post office keys? Probably upstairs in my room on my chest of drawers. Who else going, bud? Be careful. My kids are headed to the post office box to see if anything has arrived. This actually was not a surprise thing. Prison non-pickle things are usually handled beforehand in order to make sure it's allowed by the OGs. Yeah, approved by the people in control. Because once this happens, it does affect everybody, right? The lockdown affects everybody, and you don't want to tick off the powers that be, the OGs, in prison by having everyone go on lockdown at an inconvenient time for something they were planning on. So yeah, you got to get approval. I think they threatened his roomie. He was scared to death to testify. Never seen the bus chase. Added it to my watch list later. It's fun to go back and revisit that one. Police chase involving a defendant on a suspect on a school bus that was not his. Let's see, I missed a lot of the video, but yes, there's definitely a reason to have this defendant here. I'm going to have the hubby watch the bus chase to give him a warped impression of what I watch all day on LawTube. Great. He's going to love it. He's going to come and say, hey, I want to watch tomorrow. And then you're like, why are we staring at court? Where's Where's the police chase? It's from 12 minutes to the 1 hour mark. It's a long chase. Okay, it's perfect length. Once the ME gets up and starts testifying about the autopsy, start the bus chase if you don't want those pictures. And Mods, I don't blame you if you want to bail on that. 100% support you, even leaving me on my own during that. I don't want to drag you through that either. Addison is a non-issue for me because he's nowhere in sight when the victim goes in. It's followed in by two others and never resurfaces. Literally as uninvolved as it gets. Our picture's not going to be blurred out. Thomas, this court tends to show everything. And that's a lot. It's a lot. We've already seen crime scene photos, nothing blurred. Body cam, nothing blurred. It's been a lot, and autopsy is going to be even more. And from what I heard, there's about 30 pictures from the previous trial. The co-defendant, Mr. Cummings, who was acquitted, found not guilty, possibly because the blood was on someone else's. What I don't get about it is if the jury acquitted Cummings, they had to determine that neither one of them committed the murder. Because they're accomplices. They're hand in hand. They're going in there together to do this. So, I mean, that's wild. I think the holes that are left in the jury's, timeline for that to happen. Cummings said they were not accomplices. It doesn't take much to become an accomplice. And I'm not sure if the I was going in there to smoke tune defense is going to hold, especially now that the blood issue has come out. Why couldn't this trial happen last week when I was on vacation? It could have been front row in the courtroom, says Legally Blonde. I think there's another one coming up in this courthouse as well that might be interesting. I think there were two back-to-back trials. Let's see. I'm missing half the fun that's going on here. You guys are crazy. I'm going to call this Judge Dynamite. His initials are TNT. I didn't catch that. If the jury finds the murder happened at the time they were both in there and one of them did the killing but the other just sat there, yeah, still an accomplice. Amanda, I have some great assistance on that one. Some of the greatest individuals ever to peruse the internet of true crime, who are on staff, as we call it, as moderators that helped me find these. This one, I think, was Josh was instrumental in finding this one for us. There are a few courts we like to visit often. This one's not. We haven't been here a ton. We've watched some other stuff here before, but. Do enjoy these sort of trials. I can see Addison copying a tampering charge, but not murder. I don't know. It is possible. Head wounds bleed a lot, right? And there was a little bit of blood because he got punched up a little bit, mostly his face. But is it possible that he punched him up and then he fell and got the head wounds that cut the laceration? And that he basically climbed back in bed and tried to sleep it off and just bled to death as his swelling in the head increased and everything. And is it possible that this was... I think they would still be responsible because the whole but-for argument, right? What's a but-for? But for the fight, the injury wouldn't have happened. Patty B, I am enjoying the sneak peek into the prison system. Probably the most glaring thing I've learned here is the difference in how things are presented between the guards and the inmates. The inmates describing daily fights, regular, on the regular fights, all the time. Constant problems, and the guards like, oh, maybe one a week, maybe one a month. Not a lot, doesn't happen a lot. We've got pretty good control of everything. Nope. The cellmate said they put him on the top bunk. It did. True Crime says, if this ends with anything other than guilty, then I throw my hands up at the justice system. Well, True Crime, we have indicators from the jury in the form of questions that are quite telling. The jury has a lot of questions, and a lot of them question the narrative the state provided at the very beginning of the trial, which has got to be a great sign or a great indicator for the defense. And if I was prosecutors, I'd be a little nervous, but they don't seem to have been bugged by it at all. They just are just continuing on doing their thing, and they are slowly bringing out evidence. We finally got the issue of the pants answered. As the inmate says, when I found him, he didn't have his pants on. Yeah, it's just things aren't adding up. Something's strange. Welcome back, Judge. Yes, they do.
You doing okay, Dina?
Who's Dina?
Rude.
All right.
Yeah, the video could change everything. The bloody pants video. Didn't we get testimony? We didn't have video of them walking in, and then we saw the video of them walking in. It's just.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kind of do things a little bit different right at the moment. Rather than have Trooper Creech cross-examined by the defense, we're going to postpone that for now. The state has a couple witnesses that they need to get on the witness stand today. So we're going to pause Trooper Creech's testimony, and we'll come back to that. But call your other witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today we call Dr. Susan Brown.
Okay, now's a great time to watch the bus chase as the ME is about to start testifying. We're going to see some pretty graphic pictures.
Doctor, will you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
Susan Brown, B-R-O-W-N.
Where are you employed?
The Montgomery County Coroner's Office.
And in what capacity are you employed there?
I am a forensic pathologist.
How long have you been employed as a deputy coroner with the Montgomery County Coroner's Office?
18 years.
What do your duties and responsibilities consist of?
I perform autopsies to determine cause and manner of death.
Could you tell us about your educational and medical background that qualifies you for your current position?
I have a bachelor's degree in biology from the University of Cincinnati, and then went on to medical school at Ohio University. I did my residency in pathology at Ball Memorial Hospital in Muncie, Indiana, and then did additional training at the Montgomery County Coroner's Office in forensic pathology, which is where I'm still currently employed.
Are you licensed to practice medicine?
Yes.
In what states?
Ohio and Indiana.
Are you board certified in certain areas?
Yes.
And what are those areas?
Anatomic pathology, clinical pathology, hematopathology, and forensic pathology.
Could you explain to the jury what does it mean to be board certified?
You have to meet all of the training requirements, educational requirements, as well as passing a board examination.
Are you a member of any professional organizations?
Yes, I'm a member of NAME, the National Association of Medical Examiners.
And doctor, do you have a curriculum vitae detailing your credentials and education?
Yes.
I'm going to hand you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit number 63. You can take a look at that and tell me whether you recognize what you're looking at.
Yes.
And what is that in State's Exhibit 63, please?
That is my resume.
And is that a fair and accurate copy of your CV?
Yes.
Okay. Doctor, could you explain to the jury what pathology is?
Pathology is the study of disease.
And what is forensic pathology?
Forensic pathology has to do with disease, the study of disease and injury as it pertains to the legal system.
And you indicated that your line of work includes the performance of autopsies?
Yes.
How many autopsies do you think you performed throughout your career?
A little over 5,000.
And have you testified in court concerning previous autopsies that you've performed?
Yes.
How many times do you think that you've testified in court regarding those autopsies?
Dozens.
During those times in which you testified, were you qualified as an expert in the field of forensic pathology?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer Dr. Susan Brown as an expert in the area of forensic pathology.
Court will recognize the doctor as a forensic expert in forensic pathology.
Doctor, I want to direct your attention to December 8th, 2023. Were you working that day in your capacity as a coroner for the Montgomery County Coroner's Office?
Yes.
And on that date, did you have an occasion to conduct an autopsy on the body of 32-year-old Marquise Wetherington?
Yes.
Where did you conduct that autopsy?
The Montgomery County Coroner's Office in Dayton, Ohio.
And who would all be present for that autopsy?
We have a photographer as well as morgue technicians.
Okay. And you indicated that you would have a photographer there. What is the point of having the photographer there?
So that we can show by way of picture all of our findings, what the person looked like when they arrived at our facility, and then all of our findings from the beginning to the end, including anything that you might see on the external examination, looking at the outside of the body, as well as the internal exam when we remove the organs and evaluate for any kind of natural disease or injury.
And so you kind of were touching on that. Can you walk the jury through a typical process of how you conduct and perform an autopsy?
Yes, so we start by first taking pictures, and then we do an external examination looking at the outside of the body for any kind of natural disease or injury. And then we do the same thing with the internal organs by removing all of the internal organs and evaluating for natural disease and injury, and again, taking pictures along the way.
And is that the manner in which you conducted the autopsy of Marquise Wetherington?
Yes.
You mentioned that photographs are always taken. Would the viewing of those photographs materially assist you with your testimony today?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibits 65 through 85. If you could just flip through those and just generally
65 through 85, that's 20 pictures that are going to be shown. Now is the time to go if you don't want to watch them. We're going to try to be, I mean, if it's really graphic, I'll cut away. But a lot of people are going to watch and see these. It's a body on the morgue table, and the whole process, as you can see, just from the heads up.
And what are we looking at in those exhibits, please?
These are the autopsy pictures that
You've
were
been
taken
warned.
the day of the autopsy.
You've been warned. It'll take about half an
Do they
hour.
fairly and accurately depict 32-year-old Marquise Wetherington at different stages during the autopsy?
Yes.
Let me ask you before we get to the pictures, do you have a height and weight for Mr. Wetherington?
Yes. 184 pounds and 69 inches.
And if you could help those of us that are challenged converting feet and inches,
5'9".
So 5'9" and 184 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go through these photographs. Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
And here we go.
You'll be able to see it, and you can make markings on the screen.
Okay.
We'll start with State's Exhibit 65. And what are we looking at with State's Exhibit 65, please?
So here we're looking at the left side of his body. This is before we cleaned him up. So this is what he looked like when he first arrived at our facility. And there are multiple bruises on his chest and also the left side of his abdomen.
And looking at State's Exhibit 66.
I'm going to cut to this every time they change
What are
it,
we looking at
just to make
State's
sure
Exhibit 66, please.
it's
So
all
here
appropriate.
we're looking at the right side of his body, and there are multiple bruises on the right side of his chest and an abrasion on his right arm.
Putting State's Exhibit 67 on the screen. What are we looking at in State's Exhibit 67?
This is his right hand.
And is that the back portion of his right hand?
Yes.
Do you see any injuries to the back portion of his right hand?
No.
I'm putting State's Exhibit 68 on the screen. What are we looking at in State's Exhibit 68?
This is his left hand, the back side of his left hand.
And same question, any injuries noted to his hands at all?
No.
Is that significant to you for any reason?
Sometimes if you are in a position where you are trying to defend yourself, you would maybe have injuries on your hands or your forearms. Those are areas in which you might use those to try to defend yourself.
Putting State's Exhibit number 69 on the screen. What are we looking at with this photograph, please?
So here we're looking down upon his head and torso, his chest and abdomen area. And we have abrasions to his forehead, bruises on his chest, and bruises on the left side of his abdomen.
And is this after the body has been cleaned?
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Putting State's Exhibit 70 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit 70, please?
So this also is after we have cleaned him up.
I have to do this so I
This is
don't
the left
accidentally
side
show
of
something
his
and we'll get
body.
the channel blocked.
Again, the
Banned.
bruises on the left side of the chest, on the left side of the abdomen, and two lacerations or tears of the left side of his scalp.
Do you know the approximate size of those lacerations? I know it's kind of hard to see.
Lacerations go in different
Approximately
directions.
a half to 1 inch.
Okay. Putting State's Exhibit 71 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit 71?
Again, the right side of his body with bruising on the right side of his chest and abrasion on his right arm.
Putting State's Exhibit 72 on the screen. What are we looking at in this photograph?
So this is a closer look at the lacerations on the left side of his scalp, right above his
That
left
does look
ear.
like an impact of something.
Okay. Putting State's Exhibit 73 on the screen. What are we looking at in this photograph, please?
So we're looking at his mouth and his upper lip that has multiple bruises and abrasions.
And State's Exhibit 74, please.
This is his right thigh, so here, his right knee is right here, and there are bruises on his right thigh.
State's Exhibit 75, please.
This is his left thigh, his left knee, and bruises on the left thigh.
State's Exhibit 76, please.
Here's a closer look at his right chest with bruising on the right side of the chest.
a block of wood.
And State's Exhibit 77, please.
Okay, I'm not showing this one.
So now we have started the internal portion of the autopsy, and this is his head. His scalp has been reflected forward over his face so that we can examine his skull. And we're looking at the left side of his scalp and skull, and it should all be a tan white color. So he has multiple bruises on the back of his scalp, the left side of his scalp, and you have muscles that are attached to on either side of your skull, your temporalis muscles, and there's also bruising on the inside of the left temporalis muscle.
Massive.
Doctor, would it take a fairly
bruising.
significant impact to cause that type of internal bruising?
Yes.
Putting State's Exhibit number 78 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit number 78?
So now we're looking at the opposite side of his head. So we're looking at the right side of his head, and again, bruising in the right temporalis muscle.
So he has bruising internally to both the right and left side of his head.
Yes.
Putting State's Exhibit 79 on the screen. What are we looking at in State's
looking
Exhibit
at brain.
79?
So this is looking straight down on top of his head, and we have removed the portion of his skull, and so we're looking directly at his brain. And the brain should all be a tan white color. There should be no blood at all around your brain. And so his brain is covered with subarachnoid and subdural blood.
What
Lots
would
of
cause
swelling.
all of that blood around the brain like that?
Blunt force trauma.
OG Sean White.
Putting State's Exhibit
OG.
number 80 on the
Thank you so
screen.
much.
What are we looking at with State's Exhibit number 80?
So this is his left eye, and the conjunctiva, or the inner surface of his lower eyelid, and there are multiple petechiae, which are very small pinpoint hemorrhages that are caused from an increase in intravascular pressure, causing small blood vessels to rupture due to
Strangulation.
pressure on the outside of the neck.
Could that be from choking or strangulation?
From strangulation.
Putting State's Exhibit number 81 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit 81?
So here we're looking at his right eye and the conjunctiva, also with the same very, very small pinpoint hemorrhages called petechiae.
Again, evidence of strangulation.
Yes.
Putting State's Exhibit 82 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit 82?
So here we're looking at the left side of his neck. His left ear is here. Bruise below the left ear, and multiple bruises on the left side of his neck, on the skin.
And putting State's Exhibit 83 on the screen. What are we looking at in this photograph, please?
So the opposite side, so now
That
we're
shows
looking at the
marks of
skin of the
strangulation.
right side of his neck, and multiple bruises on the skin of the outside of his neck on the right side.
Putting State's Exhibit 84 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit 84?
So now we are looking on the inside, underneath, deep to the skin of his neck. And so we have flipped the skin up, and on the opposite side, we have bruising not only on the soft tissue, but also the muscles of both sides of his neck.
Would that require a significant amount of pressure to get bruising internally like that on a person's neck?
Yes.
And putting State's Exhibit 85 on the screen. What are we looking at with State's Exhibit 85, please?
So now we're still looking at the inside of his neck, and we have reflected some of these muscles upward to see how deep the bruising goes. So on both sides of his neck, deep bruising in the muscles of both sides of his neck.
And again, that deep bruising, would that be indicative of a significant amount of force or pressure applied to the neck?
Yes.
All right, they may be done. I think we're done. That's a lot. That's the first time I've seen those.
Or given it a potential time frame, but somebody with these types of injuries, how long would you expect them to be able to survive after sustaining these types of injuries?
Well, you can certainly lose consciousness with pressure applied to your neck, which then will follow with respiratory and cardiac arrest. But that, coupled with trauma of the head, yes, it potentially could happen quickly without some medical intervention.
Doctor, did you prepare a report documenting your autopsy of Mr. Wetherington that contains your findings?
Yes.
I'm going to hand you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit number 64. You could take a look at that and tell me whether you recognize what you're looking at.
We did not get demonetized on that one. We were not demonetized. Keeping it small helped.
Yes, so this is the autopsy and toxicology report.
And is that a fair and accurate copy of your report, Doctor?
Yes.
And does that contain your opinion as to the cause of death of Mr. Wetherington?
Yes.
And based on your education, training, and experience as a forensic pathologist, and based on your autopsy of Mr. Wetherington, do you have an opinion within a reasonable degree of medical certainty as to the cause of Mr. Wetherington's death?
Yes.
And if you could explain to the jurors what that opinion is.
Blunt force trauma of the head and strangulation.
You indicated toxicology was also performed on Mr. Wetherington, is that correct?
Yes.
Were there any illegal substances found in Mr. Wetherington's toxicology?
No.
Oh, he was not.
Doctor, let me ask you, would you
anything.
expect this constellation of injuries that you've described in this cause of death, could that have been caused by, say, if a person fell out of their bed onto the floor?
No.
Okay. No further questions.
Cross.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hey, Dr. Brown, my name's Andrew Brenner. I represent the defendant. I just have a couple of questions for you. So you indicated that your determination of cause of death is blunt force trauma.
And strangulation,
okay.
Yes.
So Mr. Knippen just asked you, could those injuries have been caused from, say, falling off of the bed, right? I think it's fair to say that the strangulation injury is probably not. Okay. But the blunt force trauma, and if someone falls from a height and hits their head on a concrete floor, could that have caused the blunt force trauma injuries that we saw in Mr. Wetherington's brain?
Perhaps if you had injuries to one side of your head. His injuries are on his mouth, the left side of his head, the back of his head, and the right side of his head. It's not consistent with a fall.
Okay. What if they fell and hit something on the way down, like a shelf, metal shelf maybe?
Well, again, you would think that perhaps there would be maybe two sides of the head that would be involved.
Okay. Do you have any indication of how old these injuries were at the time you performed your autopsy? I know obviously it's difficult to time it exactly, but...
There is blood oozing from these injuries. They are fresh injuries.
Okay. And when did you perform your autopsy?
On the 8th of December, 2023.
Okay. Is it possible in your role as a forensic pathologist to date the injuries to say, 7 to 10 p.m. on this date, or is it possible to get that precise?
It is not.
Okay, understood. Were you able to establish a time of death?
I did not establish the time of death.
Okay. And you indicated that Mr. Weatherington was 184 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. Could some of the injuries you observed to his torso, arms, legs, could those have been caused by individuals handling him and moving him?
After his death, or
while he, after,
in the perimortem?
in either after his death or before he's died while he's unconscious. Let's say hypothetically that two people pick up a 184-pound man and put him from the floor to the top bunk of a prison cell. Could handling someone like that, you know, could that cause bruising, injuries?
Well, while that it's possible that you may have a random bruise or abrasion from that, the extent of his injuries would not have been caused by movement of his body.
Well, sure. And I understand that there are significant injuries that aren't just going to be caused by that.
Mhm.
I guess specifically what I'm asking about, you pointed out an abrasion on his elbow,
Mhm.
right, and some bruising on the thighs. Could something like that have been caused by, you know, kind of handling someone and lifting them up or moving them or
That's
readjusting
possible.
them?
That's possible.
Okay. Now, you indicated petechiae,
Mhm.
which you said is indicative of strangulation or, you know, some kind of raising of pressure. I think it was what you indicated, right?
Yes.
Could that be caused by losing consciousness when you're face down on a bed?
I have not seen that before.
Okay.
The whole constellation of findings related to the evidence that I have of strangulation is not only the petechiae, but it's also the bruising on the outside of the neck and all of the deep bruising on the inside of the neck.
I guess, so my question was, is it possible for someone to be suffocated by losing consciousness when they're face down on a pillow or a bed?
Typically, if somebody would suffocate due to being face down, it would be, and you are an able-bodied adult, able to move and move yourself. The only way that that could really happen is if you were somehow incapacitated to where you couldn't move yourself out of this position.
What if you were incapacitated by suffering a head injury that caused you to lose consciousness?
Well, again, you wouldn't have all of the bruising, but could you be against a pillow if you have a head injury?
She's not giving it to him.
That's possible.
Okay. Could I have just a moment, Your Honor?
Yes, you could get petechiae other ways, but you wouldn't have those neck bruises, which were so graphic and so deep on both sides of the neck. You might be able to explain a couple of the injuries away, but all of them together paint a pretty graphic picture.
If there was a, let's say hypothetically, there was a string or a rope, could that have caused those neck injuries that you described?
I don't see a patterned injury around his neck the way that you would if someone perhaps in a hanging situation would have a rope around their neck or string. Typically you would see a ligature mark. I don't see a ligature mark around his neck.
What about say something a little bigger than a rope, a towel or a blanket or a sheet?
Well, that could be more subtle.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for Dr. Brown, please reduce them to writing. Do not discuss or display any proposed question with other members of the jury.
And with that, we go back into timeouts. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Counter goes up to 18. That was the graphic portion. We are done with it now. For those who are coming back, I know there are about a couple hundred of you that took a little siesta or a little break there in the middle. We tried to treat it as respectfully as possible, noting that we often have family members or people related to victims in joining us in court. But we are, let's see, 200 exactly. But we did try to make it as not graphic as possible, and YouTube tended to like it because they did not demonetize us for that. So that's good. How did I know? Basically, I would see it come on my screen first, then I determine if I showed it to you or not. And the ones where they had reflected skin or showing the brain and things like that, although they're very intriguing on a scientific level, on a the victim level, I think it's respectful. Plus, YouTube doesn't like all of these. Anyway, no one deserves to die like that. I agree. Let's see. I'm obsessed with the bus chase, says Ivy Berlin. How many cars did they ruin? Poor farmers watching out their windows, seeing their fields destroyed. It was a wild chase. P. Cooper, you're all good. You're all good. I would say right now the state has finally presented some very compelling evidence towards conviction. I'm not sure if they've... I haven't analyzed it to see if I would still have a reasonable doubt in some areas. I am concerned about other times that people were going in and out of the cell.
All right, Dr. Brown,
some
members of the
violence
jury have
happened
a few
there.
questions that I'll read to you, and
Present.
after you answer them, the attorneys may have some follow-up for you, okay?
Okay.
Would tune show up in a toxicology test?
Good question.
Do you know what tune is?
Yes. I do not know that it would have at this time in 2023.
That's huge for the defense.
We are testing for these synthetic cannabinoids, the synthetic marijuana, but I do not know if it was being tested for at that time.
That's massive. The jury brought this
Why
up.
was the autopsy performed in Montgomery County and not Warren County?
So many of the counties in Ohio do not have their own morgues because it really is not cost effective for each individual county to do that. So there are a couple of counties that do autopsies, and the surrounding counties will all typically send their autopsies to that particular county and have them performed there. It just isn't cost effective for every county to do their own.
If medical attention was given within 1 hour of the alleged attack, could the victim have survived?
I don't know. I don't know.
By the body temperatures, or is there no estimate of the time of death?
So the a time of death is really variable depending upon the person themselves, their internal body temperature, and their surroundings, all of their environment. It's not a simple calculation to do. And for us in the morgue, it wouldn't be something that we would do there. If something would be done like that, it would best be done at the scene when the person would first be discovered. But at a certain point, your body becomes equal to the ambient temperature. It's not that helpful.
Do you believe that it might have been a forearm or leg that could cause the strangulation?
Hands, forearms, anything like that could be used to strangle someone.
Was there any evidence of a sexual assault to the victim?
Wow, they went there.
So we do swabbing of oral and rectal swabbing, and really it would be up to the investigative agency, the police investigating, to see whether or not they would test for anything. But on my side, I did not see any injury to the genital area or to the rectum.
How long does it take to cause vessels to burst in the eyelids as a result of strangulation?
I'm not sure that there is a known time for that.
It's just when pressure's
Sometimes, there can't be studies
seconds.
of things like this, just for safety
They're unethical
purposes.
to study. Can we strangle you for a while and
Was
see when
any
your TK
DNA
appears?
collected from his fingernails?
We do scraping of the fingernails.
All right. Any questions based on the jury's questions?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
Very briefly, Your Honor. And Dr. Brown, I
Talk
just
about
want to
tuning
clarify.
the system.
So you indicated you weren't sure in 2023 if what they call tune would show up on a toxicology screen.
I don't know if it was tested for.
Okay, because it's all fair to say that's kind of newer synthetic chemicals. It can be any number of things.
Right.
Okay. And so you indicated that you did do, you at least checked to see if there were fingernail scrapings or anything like that. Did anything show up?
Well, again, that isn't something that we're testing there in the morgue. The investigative agency would determine what testing they want to do.
Okay. When you...
We collect it.
So when you collected it,
Mhm.
was there anything indicative of some kind of a, genetic material under those fingernails that wouldn't have belonged to Mr. Weatherington?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Some of that stuff you can't just see with your naked eye.
Understood, okay. But you did collect under the fingernails to send that off for testing, or to send it to the appropriate agency?
Right.
Okay.
And the state didn't investigate it, didn't test it.
Your Honor, I don't have anything else.
It's safe to come back.
Doctor,
Conyers.
you may step down. Thank you.
Emmy just left the stand.
State would call Vanity Maldonado.
Vanity Maldonado up next. I want to hear the judge talk to this jury after this trial is over, regardless of the outcome. Because he's got to be like, wow, you guys asked all the right questions.
Yeah. Give them back to Steve.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear from the testimony of these proceedings to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Have a seat. I think there's still water
That was a
there.
higher voice than I
Thank you.
expected. Much higher.
May I proceed? Good afternoon. Could you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
It's Vanity Maldonado, Maldonado.
And where are you currently employed?
Ohio BCI, Bureau of Criminal Investigation.
In what capacity are you employed at BCI?
I'm a forensic scientist in the DNA unit.
How long have you been a forensic scientist at BCI?
Almost 12 years.
And can you briefly, for the jury, tell them kind of your educational background and what led you to BCI?
I have a Bachelor's of Science from Ohio Northern University in 2010, and I have a Master's of Science in Forensic Science from Marshall University in 2013.
And you work, you said, in the DNA section at BCI?
Yes.
Correct? What are your job duties and responsibilities as a forensic scientist assigned to the DNA section?
I primarily ran samples through the DNA process at our laboratory, but I'm also qualified to examine items of evidence for bodily fluids or touch DNA. I'm also qualified to extract the DNA and run it through the process, interpret data, write reports, review them, and I also sample bone samples.
Okay, so you just went through a lot right there.
Yep.
Is it fair to say that when an item of evidence comes into BCI for testing by the DNA section, the agency is looking to see if any DNA is present, the DNA section has a multi-step, multi-person approach?
Yes, we have a teamwork approach, so at each step let's say it comes into the lab, somebody's going to look at the evidence, that's one person. Then somebody's going to extract the DNA, which means they're going to try to get the DNA off whatever. It might be a swab, it might be a cutting from clothing. That person, that's the second person. Then the third person will be the person that takes it through the DNA process, which is quantitation, which shows how much DNA might be present. Then there's amplification, where they'll make more copies of the DNA. Then there's visualization, where they'll make the picture of the DNA, and they do that for both evidence and standards. And then they'll compare the standards to the evidence samples.
And so is it fair to say that as it relates to the testing that was conducted in this case that you're here to testify about, you had one of those roles?
Yes.
And what do you know, well, what role did you have as it relates to the testing conducted in this case?
I just worked with the standards that were submitted, and standards are samples taken from a known individual. Usually it looks like a big Q-tip, and they just swab the inner cheek of that person. Somebody else cut that sample, and then I ran it through the DNA process. So quantitation, finding how much DNA is there, amplification, making copies, and visualization, which means getting that picture that then another analyst will write the report against, and that was only for the standards.
So you did not write the report in this case?
I did not.
You did not touch any of the evidence in this case?
I did not.
You did not prepare any samples in this case?
I did not.
Is it fair to say you worked on samples somebody else prepared, and you then passed on the data you received to the person who wrote the report?
Yes, I just touched tubes, and then I made a picture.
And the person who wrote the report in this case was Catherine Daly, correct?
Yes.
What do you know about, when you're in this role of just processing standards, what do you know about what you're touching?
I know the case number and item number that's written on that tube. And I make sure that it's correlated to the Excel sheet, and the tube matches the Excel sheet before I run it.
And why are standards processed separately from the evidence that's submitted?
We want to make sure that the integrity of the samples is maintained and there's no cross-contamination. So evidence samples will be ran by someone else, and then the standards will be ran by another person at a different time.
So very briefly walk the jury through your process with the test tubes that you are given with prepared samples in them.
Okay, for a standards run, I have to do a mini extraction in the beginning, and then I take it through the DNA process on instruments. Once that's through the instruments, I collect all that data, put it in an electronic folder, and then that's where the writer will look at all the data, take ownership of that data, write the report, and someone else will review that report.
So I'm going to approach and show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 62. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
And just take a look at this. You would agree you did not write that report, correct?
I did not.
But are you able to identify the agency that submitted the items and the BCI case number off of that report?
Yes.
What agency submitted the items that were tested?
It would be OSHP, Cincinnati Operations Unit.
And what is the BCI case number?
It's 24-10824.
And what is the date of that report?
February 23rd, 2024.
So there's a list of items that were submitted for testing on that report, is that correct?
Yes.
Which items would you have tested?
I would have ran items 9 through 13 through the DNA process.
Can you tell us what items 9 through 13 are?
9 is the DNA standard from Jason Addison. 10 is the blood card from Marquise Wetherington. 11 is the DNA standard from Anthony Cummings. 12 is the DNA standard from James Ogletree. 13 is the DNA standard from Clifford Johnson.
And so that's all you dealt with in this case as it relates to the testing that was conducted in this case. You ran those standards, you got a picture of the DNA, and you passed it off to Ms. Daly for comparison.
Yes.
I have nothing further.
Cross.
Maybe just one, Your Honor. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Brenner. I represent the defendant. So you yourself, you never handled any of the direct material, you just dealt with the samples themselves?
I just dealt with the cutting that was in the tube.
Okay, so that item, you know, whatever it is, if it's from a shirt, what have you, that's cut off of that material, put into a tube, and then you put it into some kind of a machine that then, I have not taken a science class in over 20 years, my apologies.
It's okay.
But then you're just kind of evaluating that material. You're not actually collecting the samples themselves, you're just dealing with the samples that have been given to you.
Yes, I have not touched the actual evidence that the agency submitted.
Okay, no further questions.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for Ms. Maldonado, please reduce them to writing. Do not discuss or display any proposed question with other members of the jury.
Say what they, what they, no, mute. Okay, we're gonna go in timeout one more time and take it right up to number 19. Oops, I went 20, 19. There we go. Not a lot here. I don't think there's a lot to talk about in this one. Vanity Maldonado doing the testing. This should be possibly our last witness. I think they went faster through these than we were expecting. So not a lot right here. She's just a tube toucher. I just touch the tubes. That's it. I don't touch the actual evidence. Find her credible. Of course, she's great. Does great. Can't wait for the jury instructions each time. This might be it, or we might go back and try to do cross on the gentleman, the detective. I forget his name already. The guy we watched the video for. We might go back and get that. Sorry, I'm trying to respond to a message I just got. There we go. All right.
All right, Ms. Maldonado, the members of the jury, there's only one question here, and I'll read it, you'll answer it. They might have some follow-up.
Okay.
All right. Is it 2 months from collection of samples to analysis of samples normal, short, or long?
We used to have a short turnaround time, but with the influx of cases and trading and all the other things that have happened, 2 months is pretty short compared to the national average.
Any questions
That's
based on the
still
jury's
long.
questions?
No, Your Honor.
Just one, Your Honor. What is the national average?
From a symposium that somebody went to recently, they said the shortest has been 90 days, but some people have been up to years, 2 years. Like, it just depends on the backlog, where you're from, how the workload. Like, some people don't have a teamwork approach, and others don't.
What's the average for
Some
your
don't,
office
and others don't.
facility?
Right now, we're ranging like maybe 70 days, but we do have rushes sometimes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Can you put a rush on this testing, please, for
Thank
me?
you.
Thank
The
you.
state would call Jennifer Akbar.
Okay, we got a new witness. Instead of going back to cross, we're going to get cross, I guess, tomorrow. If you have DNA analysis prime, you get two-day treatment screeners. That's funny.
What's it over there? I'm sorry.
Raise your hand. Swear from the testimony you'll give in these proceedings to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
You can have a seat. There's water if you need it, and that's a touchscreen.
Okay.
I proceed. Could you please state your name, spelling your last name for the record?
Jennifer Akbar, A-K-B-A-R.
And where are you currently employed?
I'm employed by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, commonly referred to as BCI.
In what capacity?
I'm a forensic scientist in the DNA section.
How long have you been a forensic scientist at BCI?
Most recently, I've been there for 3 years. I was also previously employed there for a 10-year period.
And what did you do in between working there previously and working there now?
I was at home raising my children.
And Can you briefly tell the jury what your educational background is that qualifies you for your position at BCI?
I have a bachelor's degree in biology from Bowling Green State University, and I have a master's of science degree in forensic science from the University of Illinois at Chicago.
What are your job duties and responsibilities as a forensic scientist assigned to the DNA section?
I analyze items of evidence for the presence of body fluids or potential sources of DNA. I also perform DNA analysis on those items, write reports, testify in court as needed.
And we just heard from Ms. Maldonado that the DNA section at BCI uses a teamwork approach.
Correct.
There are 4 steps to the process, and a different person completes each step, correct?
Correct.
As it relates to the testing of evidence in this case, did you write the report?
I did not.
What was your role as it relates to this case that we're here about today?
So I performed DNA analysis on the evidence samples in this case.
And what does that mean?
After the evidence, the first step is extraction, where they take the DNA out of the sample, and then I get them after that. And then the second step is quantitation, so we determine how much DNA is in a sample. The third step is amplification, so we're making lots and lots of copies of the regions of DNA that we are going to look at. And the fourth and final step for me is to develop the DNA profile. We put it into an instrument, and it gives us a printout of those regions that we made lots of copies of, and we get a graph-like printout that kind of looks like an EKG with peaks on it, and that represents the DNA profile.
But you are not the one doing the comparison of the DNA.
That's correct.
And so we heard from Ms. Maldonado that she did that same process on the standards in this case. Mm-hmm. You're doing that on the evidence items.
That's correct, yes.
And you're creating a picture of DNA that you then sent to Catherine Daly for comparison and analysis.
That's correct, yes.
How do you, I know you said your last step is a machine. Are these all machines and you're moving things from one machine to the next machine to the next machine to give you each piece of that puzzle?
Yes, so each of those steps is a different instrument that we use to get the information to move on to the next step. Yes.
And you said you need to quantify, which means to figure out how much DNA you have.
Correct, yes.
And how do you do that?
We put it into an instrument. We have the sample, and we also have known samples that are known amounts of DNA, and it's like a graph that shows us what those known samples look like, and then you kind of plot the unknown sample against that to determine how much DNA is in that sample.
And so those known samples, are those like controls?
Yes.
To show you that your process is working?
In that instance, it's to know how much DNA is in that sample. So those are controls in that way. We also have controls to know that, yeah, the process is working correctly.
And then you need to amplify.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of amplification?
Amplification is to make lots of copies of the areas that we're looking at. So the amount of DNA that we have initially is not enough for the instrument to detect. So we need to make lots of copies of those regions so that the instrument can more accurately detect that to produce the DNA profile, the graph that I was talking about.
And then is the last step that graph being produced?
Correct, yes.
And that's a third instrument?
And that is a third instrument, yes.
And then you pass that data on to Ms. Daly?
Yes.
Who then compares?
She compares the evidence samples that I did and the standards that, in this case, Ms. Maldonado did.
So when you give your data to Ms. Daly, you have no idea if there is DNA related to anybody involved in the case found?
That's correct.
You just say, we did find some DNA, here, Ms. Daly, you compare?
That's correct, yes.
I'm going to show you what's been previously identified as State's Exhibit 62. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Take a look at that. Is that fair to say you did not write that report?
I did not write this report.
Okay. And Ms. Maldonado told us that she tested the standards, which were items 9 to 13. Mm-hmm. Would you have tested the other evidence items?
Yes, I would have tested the other.
And what evidence item numbers are those?
Referring to this, it would be item 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, 4.1, 5.1, 6.1, 7.1, I'm looking to see what other ones are on there. I believe that's it.
Okay, so fair to say a number of things were submitted, not necessarily everything was tested, but you're not the one that prepares those samples from the evidence that is sent in, correct? You don't make the cuttings.
I do not, no.
When
Not
you
in this-
receive
not in this
them,
case.
you receive a sample in a test tube.
Right, when I get the samples, they're already in a test tube. And I just essentially have a small plastic tube with liquid DNA in it.
You don't know where it's from or what it is.
Cross.
Just to clarify, so Ms. Nicholson just asked you, and I apologize, my name's Andrew Brenner, I represent the defendant. Ms. Nicholson just asked you, you are not preparing the samples yourself?
I do not cut them from the actual evidence, if that's what you mean.
Okay, who
Correct.
does do that?
There's another analyst that did that. In this case, it's Ms. Newland.
Okay, very well. No further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, you're.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for Ms. Akbar, please reduce them to writing. Do not
Here comes
discuss
20.
or any proposed question with other members of the jury.
And there we go. Number 20. For the person who requested the files, it's going to be about 2 minutes. Well, it's just rendering for you, and then I'll send you the link. Let's see. This is a good counter. it's private time. We all want more private time, right? Ideally, the clothing item found with the victim's DNA on it should also contain DNA from the person who wore that clothing item. Correct. If they swabbed or tested the right areas, it should be plentiful. Why do some courts allow juror questions and others not? And that is a great question. There are some courts that will do it, and some are specific to judges. Some judges allow and not. First of all, it has to depend on if there's a state rule or a state law about it. I'm not sure if there are any states that don't allow it, but there are some states where it just isn't done. So I'd have to check the laws on each state on that. But first I'd check the state level for the law to see if they allow jurors to ask questions. And then at a more local level with each county or judge, they can sort of make their own rules. The judge is sort of the king of the courtroom, right? The king or the queen. It's their domain. They set the rules. They say what you can and can't wear and who goes to jail for contempt and who doesn't. They have a lot of power in their courtroom. And some of what we see and have just accepted as normal is just common things judges do, even though it's not the law. For example, not showing the jury. That is oftentimes just the judge's call, just their preference. It's easier when we deal with the jury. It's easier to see the jury.
The members of the
not
jury
shown.
have just, looks like 2 questions. I'm going to read them. You'll answer them, and then the attorneys may have some follow-up for you, okay?
Okay.
If the average time from collection to testing is 70 days, how is the sample preserved?
The samples are stored in our evidence vault until they're processed. So they're in a secure location in temperature-controlled areas until we can work them.
Is there any degradation of the sample?
In this case,
I'm just reading the question.
I'm sorry. Is there any degradation of the sample? Was that the question?
Yes.
And there was no indication that there was any degradation in this case. No.
How is the machine cleaned between the different tests?
How is it cleaned? That we have
Who is
a
this on the jury?
schedule that we do in between all evidence
Is it a lawyer?
runs, and we also run controls throughout the process, which means we have known outcomes for those. Either they're supposed to be negative or they have a known profile in them, and that ensures that we know that everything is working correctly, all of our chemicals are working, and our instruments are giving us the anticipated and expected results.
I think someone's gunning for jury foreman
Very
position.
briefly. Were your machines operating as you expected them to be when you conducted the testing in this case?
Yes, they were.
And do you maintain your machines as required by the policies and procedures at BCI?
Yes, we do.
BCI is an accredited laboratory, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So there are standards BCI is held to from a governing agency.
Yes, there are.
And the samples that you ran were not run on the same equipment that Ms. Maldonado ran her standards on, correct?
They would have potentially been run on the same equipment, but at completely separate and different times, yes.
So they would have been cleaned in between any usage for this case?
Yes, absolutely.
No further questions.
Questions?
Just very briefly, Your Honor. Do you yourself perform that maintenance and clean those machines, or does a separate technician do that?
I perform it. Whoever is using the instrument that day is the one who cleans the instrument.
No further questions, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. You may step down. Thank you for your time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are a little past 4:30 at this point in time, so we will break for the day. Remember my instructions from last night. They're going to apply to your conduct again tonight. Do not discuss or allow anyone to discuss the case with you or in your presence. Now, tomorrow we're going to try to get started at 8:30, a little bit earlier. We've got a few more witnesses we must get through. So if everyone can be here a little bit before 8:30.
8:30, early start
We'll try to get
tomorrow.
started promptly at 8:30.
So we've got to start at 8:15.
Good.
All rise.
Oh, yeah. Do better than the Bengals last night.
Yeah. All right, yeah, take your show boots.
Okay.
Sorry, yes. Sorry.
Next time.
Excuse me, it's cold in here and I'm warm, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's
never warm.
gotten pretty warm in
Yeah,
here.
and I'm never warm.
You can be seated. All right, so 8:30 tomorrow. This started, I'll get the judges meeting at 8, but I can leave that at any time. So anything else then?
There you are.
So we're looking at, you have Miss Brown? No, not Miss Brown, no,
Ms. Daly, Ms. Newland, and Ms.
Cross of Creech.
Okay.
And we don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
Okay, then I'll see everybody here. Lewis, can you get him over here by 8 o'clock?
I'll pass it on, sir.
All right. All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow morning, then start at 8:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you, Judge. All right. The file is uploading. I did get a special request from somebody who's in a medical student that wanted to see pictures that we didn't show. So I'm sending those out right now. Because we have them, but we're not showing them. All right. Defendant looks happy. It's just chilling. Chillaxing. Did it steal the pen today? No, it's still on the desk. Good. Last time he almost stole it. Doing the little belly chain first. So here, let me help you with that. Fasten him back. Cuffs in the front. He's not already serving life without parole. I think he has a fixed term sentence, but I don't know. Let's see what this one comes into. All right, turning down the sound just a tiny bit. It's that's 5:15 here. I might be comatose in my bed. I'm sorry, Twubble. It's only 4:39 right now, but we're ending for the day. We're going to continue this tomorrow. We've got a couple people, and then defense takes over. But I think we still should have a verdict by Thursday. I mean, it depends on who all defense has to testify. But we'll be starting bright and early. I'll have to wake up early on this one tomorrow. So 8:15. 8:15 is the start. Man. That gives us time to sing happy birthday to everybody and welcome y'all. Give away the internet to Greeners or whoever else wins. Where can I get cuffed belly chain like that? Affiliate link. Greeners, say no more. Do you want it autographed as well, is my question. I assume you need the industrial strength one, not the Halloween costume version. Oh, wow. Don't Google belly chain. Greeners, I can't help you on this one. I'm sorry. I tried. Hang on one second. I've got somebody on the phone. Hey, this is RA. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Joe, Ohio. It's been a while.
Hey, Joe, Ohio. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just have a couple of questions. I kind of came in late on this trial.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what is smoking tune? I have no idea what that means.
Well, it sounds like something kids do when they're done watching them in the morning, right? No. Tune, I think it is spelled Toon, is a street name or a prison name for a synthetic cannabinoid, like cannabis. So you get fake marijuana. We called it, when I first heard about it, it was called spice, right? That spice, we were smoking spice, or that had similar things. It might be something a little bit different than that, but it's basically a chemical concoction that is created somehow. Usually it doesn't have any like actual marijuana in it, but it has like similar effects or a similar...
Okay, so they're basically taking...
It's a synthetic
like
drug.
Cleaning products or something and making it.
Yeah, they're dipping paper in chemicals and drying it and then smoking it, and it's not marijuana, right? It's very dangerous, has terrible side effects, as we've heard described in this trial. But I know that they said some people do it with coffee, dipping paper in coffee and then drying it and smoking it, and just anything they can do to get a fix. But
oh, okay, coffee, huh? Okay.
Don't recommend any of this. We're just don't. Yeah. So.
And I do have to say there are a couple of people on that jury that are definitely into true crime or
they are
the law or medical or something, because they have some wonderful questions.
Yeah.
They are asking the questions that I have.
Yeah, they're questions that I saw in chat, and they're thinking things through the way we do, and it's impressive. It's impressive. I can't wait to see the judge talk to them after this case is over and just be like, "Hey, I've never had questions like that from a jury before. Which one of you was the dark horse who just came out of nowhere with all the insightful stuff?"
Right.
Interesting.
Do we know what he is currently in prison for?
We do, and it's a lot. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. Hang on one second. Let's see if I can find this. Josh sent me some screenshots of his rap sheet. Just scroll up just a bit here. Okay, no. Almost there. Okay, here we go. To make it bigger for my poor eyes to see. All right, attempted theft, failure to comply, robbery, RSP, harassment by inmate, theft, disruption of public service. We have theft, attempted theft, vandalism, firearms in a motor vehicle, and involuntary manslaughter. So.
Oh, so he does have an M on there then.
As they would say in the last case, he's on the spectrum of death. So he's receiving
like
stolen
nice
property,
guy.
RSP, by the way. Thank you, Greeners, for that.
Okay, all right. And one thing from the video I learned is nobody is going to look out for you when you're in prison.
Oh, no,
They're
no,
all
no.
just going to walk by the door and just observe.
Yeah, crazy.
So,
that was a pretty telling video. I've never watched
Yeah.
that much, just a day in the life of a prisoner type video before. And
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't want to be there. Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that would be a good video to show maybe in middle school or something. This is what happens when you go to prison.
Yeah. Scare them straight.
So,
right?
yeah, scare them straight.
Yeah.
So,
Man.
okay.
You're up
thank
in
you very
Ohio,
much.
right? Is this
I am.
in your neck of the woods?
It is maybe an hour and a half from me.
Okay, so not something you want to pop into on an afternoon and just appear in court and wave at us. Okay, good.
No, it's a few counties away, but
all right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the questions.
All
We'll
right.
see you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see. He and some pals broke into a firearms shop and then fled in a stolen car. You know, as people do. As people do. You can soak a paper in tune, write a letter to an inmate, and they know what part is soaked. It's got to be hard to catch. Runkle was hilarious last night. I loved watching that. His analysis was brilliant, as it regularly is. All right, we're going to be done for today because we have an early start tomorrow morning. It's going to be 8:15. Let me get this QR code off the screen because it gives you access to something I don't want you to have access to. I could portal to... Uncivil's doing it? Okay, let's do that. Uncivil Law Kurt is... obviously, you don't have to watch everybody we portal to. But if you are planning on staying up and you've already watched the bus chase, why not check out what Kurt has going on with his analysis of that same video? I'd like to say we saw it first, but these guys, they do just some great breakdown and commentary. I did see Kurt in Ian's chat.
Call from The Throne is Mine.
Hello, The Throne is Mine. How are you doing?
Hey, Scott. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fabulous. If I were any better, I'd be twins.
Good. Well, I keep forgetting what were we just talking about, the last thing? What was the last thing we were just talking about?
We're talking about the Ian Runkle and the case, the closing. Before that?
Yes, before that.
Belly
Or
chains.
Before that.
Belly chains, says Greeners.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Belly chains for Greeners. He
Belly
was talking about
chains.
handcuffs and belly chains.
No. It was something about the case. Something about the case, and the last caller was talking about it.
Our caller from Ohio, and about the video in prison.
Yeah.
The day in the life
about
of the inmates.
Video of the prison.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I can't remember what it was that I was going to say that they do out here, and now this is going to kill me all night long.
Is it Tune? Was it about the drugs?
I don't think... 60 Days in the Life. They have a program out here. I'm not sure what channel it would be on. Probably be on, like, TLC, the Learning Channel. 60 Days in the Life. And it's like COs and police officers and detectives and regular people and whoever. They volunteer to go into an actual prison and be an inmate. So the people in the prison don't know, even the guards, the CO, the head of the prison.
That's taking your life in your hands. That is...
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But it gives those people a sense of what prison life is like what happened here. If a CO was undercover like that, like 60 Days in the Life, they would know what is going on, what all those prisoners are doing, thinking, seeing. If we had more of that, yes, they are taking their lives in their hands. But they have like a code thing, like they can go up to a window, they have a code, like somebody in there does know at all times, because obviously they're being filmed. So somebody in there does know at all times, so they are, quote unquote, safe. To a certain extent, they could.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust myself to a producer who may or may not be paying attention. So
yeah, definitely. I wouldn't trust it, but they do get a sense of how convicts think. You know what I mean? If I personally, in my honest, humble opinion, what do I know? But I personally think that if more police officers, detectives, so on and so forth, thought more like a criminal, you would catch more criminals.
Or have more, depending on how hard they thought about it.
Exactly. But, I mean, they don't they don't think that way. They think like a good guy. I mean, not all of them are good guys, but they don't. I don't know.
The law has always been on
being
the responding side, right? First, the criminals figure out how to break the law, and then the law figures out how to catch them. It's always been responsive to that, and I think it's better that way. I would hate for the law to be ahead, like trained. I don't like pre-crime ideas. Oh, we figured out a way to determine if you're going to commit a crime tomorrow, and we're arresting you today for it before it happens. I don't like that, but. Good stuff. I've got to wrap things up. I appreciate the throwing his mind.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks for the
sorry
call.
about that. I just really wanted to say the 60 Days in the Life in case anybody's interested in watching it.
Yeah.
It just throwing it out there. Anyway, love you all. Love
Awesome.
you, chat.
Thank
love
you.
your R.A. Sam, Mrs. Little Peach. All right.
We'll
love
see
you
you.
guys.
Bye.
Have a great night. Bye.
Bye. All right, we are going to wrap things up for tonight. We're going to hit the press fuse button for Greeners before he calls for it. Carol already did. Play the music already. I want to be done. All right, I did send the ME photos. You should have them. About 1.2 gigabytes of them. So tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again. Tomorrow morning, 8:15 is the start time. It's early. It's early. You gotta be up. Or you might miss it. We never know what's gonna happen first thing in the morning. But you can be here for it. You won't miss a thing. Set your alarm tomorrow. Yeah, I will. I demand our commands for our grand exits, please. Music command. Commands are up. I turned them up right now, so you're good. Tomorrow is Hump Day. Be here early. Just be warned, we do a yell. We cheer a little bit. Hump Day has a thing. You might want to turn your volume down for that. But that's it. You guys have a good night. We'll see you in the morning, bright and early. Be good to each other. We'll see you. Bye.
I'm trying to have court, no raise your voice again. There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to kids. I think I'm about to catch a whooping.
You don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoopty.
I saw a chicken fight.
I'm not a cat.